Alrighty then. Hello everyone. My name is Caden and welcome to Emio, the Smiling Man, Famicom Detective Club. At the moment, the current last game in the Famicom Detective Club series. This one is also the most recent as well. Very recent, considering it was released like this year or last year, I'm pretty sure. I can't remember exactly. I think it was this year? That sounds right, but it also sounds wrong. But oh well. The point is it was released very recently, and I'm very curious to see what's going to be so different between this game and the other ones, considering the time gap between them in terms of being made. As always, settings are probably going to be whack until the next episode, considering I haven't played the game yet and I don't know what the settings are like. But I'm very excited to see this. I remember seeing those, I remember when Nintendo showed those little like teaser things about Emio that I thought were awesome. Like the little like teaser things were just really cool. Where it showed like Emio or like it just showed the guy with the bag mask on or whatever, just in like a creepy room. I thought that was awesome, so I'm very curious to see how this goes. And all the art and both the other Famicom games have been really good, so let's get into it. Let us begin our investigation. Everything is fake. But you should know that by now. It was a nice day. The kind of day where you want to take a deep breath and savor the moment. Good morning, Mr. Tsugi. I'm right from my work day at the Utsugi Detective Agency. Ah, good morning. Good morning. Nice weather, isn't it? Maybe we should tidy up. Open a window. He didn't object, so I went to open the window. That's when... Hazuki Detective Agency. Hazuki speaking. How can I help you? Uh-huh. Uh-huh? Is that right? I understand. I'll be right there. Yeah? What's going on? Who's that? That was Kamada, requesting our services. I'm heading to the scene and you're coming with me. Oh, Kamada! Inspector Kamada called us. Yes, sir. Prologue. A face. Alright. Scene of the crime. As always, the art is amazing, as always. Mr. Suzuki drove us to the drainage pump station in Kofuku City. You're from the Utsugi Detective Agency, right? Glad you can make it. Of course. Ooh. Can still save our game. We have more than 3 save files. We have... Damn, you have a lot of save files in this game. Jeez. You can even lock save files, interestingly. Well, let's just save one right here. I don't know if this game has... You know what? I should probably look at that real quick. Does this game have, like, multiple endings or something? Let's see. Emio... Multiple endings? Doesn't seem like there's anything referencing multiple endings, so I think we're fine. Oops, I just deleted something that's very important for me. Hang on. This is all going out of whack. Oh god. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, we're good. Okay, sorry. I'm sorry. Anyways, let's get into it. Let's think. What the hell happened? Okay, they actually... Okay, even this is different looking. Open game menu. That's a fast forward button. What's the situation?
It's Buddy, I'm afraid. Got an anonymous tip this morning.
Okay.
The victim was young. I'd say middle school. You never get used to this kind of thing.
Victim.
He's wearing a school uniform, local junior high. Beyond that, we don't have a confirmed ID yet.
Cause of death.
The victim was strangled, so asphyxiation.
Okay.
That's all we got for now. Forensics on it.
So the victim was strangled. Have you found anything that the killer might have used to do it?
No, not yet, but we're certain that the killer used some sort of cord or rope. That's a great line of questioning, by the way. I appreciate the logical approach you're taking.
I'll take the compliment. A cord or rope. Okay, makes sense. Time.
Our best guess right now is around 9 o'clock last night. Sorry, but that's all the info I have about that. Oh, but there was another observation.
Observe? What is it?
Well, it's not every day you find a body, let alone one that looks like this.
This? What do you mean? Like what?
Ugh, I get chills just thinking about it. Never seen anything like it before.
So...
I don't think I can describe it. You might just have to see for yourself.
Okay, fine. Let's see it. Please take me to see the victim.
Ugh, I shouldn't say anything. Do you have the right to kind of clearance for that? I might need to check with someone.
Okay.
On the other hand, I hate to bug them. You've done this before, right?
You let me? Thanks. I appreciate your help.
Just, don't touch anything, or anything like that.
Okie dokie. Let's see what's so strange about the body. Hey, what are you doing? Who? Huh? Umstative?
This is an active crime scene, officer. Your job is to keep the looky-loos out.
No, you don't understand. Detective Kuze. Hey, this guy is supposed to be here.
Detective Kuze? I'll explain. Hi, my name's...
Hold that thought. Let's find somewhere else to talk. Alright, what did you say your name was?
Yes, keep that name. My name's Kane7. I'm here with the Otsugi Detective Agency.
Wait, you're a PI? Who hired you?
Well... This detective seems pretty tense. I get the sense she's not happy about us being called in. Strange. Surroundings.
Look, if you want to investigate, you'll have to answer my questions first. Answer me. You can look around here later, if you're supposed to be here.
Alright, fine. So,
It sounds like you're about to ask me a question, but you still haven't answered mine. Well?
She's so tense. I bet if I looked closely, I could see the stress on her face. I see what you want me to do, game. This must be Detective Kuze. Seems like she takes crime scene security pretty seriously. Wow.
Ah, Kuze, I see you've already met our friend here.
Kamada! Inspector Kamada, good to see you.
You don't mind a little outside help on this one, do you?
Hey!
This is Mr. Otsugi, a private detective, and this is his assistant, Kane7.
But, sir...
Otsugi and I go way back, don't we? It's a shame we're reconnecting over such an unpleasant business. It's a pleasure to meet you, Detective Kuze. I'm sorry to interrupt your good work here.
That's okay. It's nice to meet you too.
You know, it's the strangest thing, but I feel like we've met before.
Really?
I don't think so. I haven't worked with any PIs before. In any case, I need to get back to the scene, Inspector Kamada. If you excuse me?
Also, Kamada, aren't you supposed to be... Am I crazy? But you're supposed to be a... You're supposed to be a freaking... Like... Doctor? Yeah, you're the doctor. It's just you look quite different. The only the thing that's helping me remember that he's the doctor is the fact his head is shaped like that. I don't know why his head shape is what's reminding me of who he is, but it is. So, what happened to being a doctor, if I might ask? Sheesh. Victim.
Poor kid was just in middle school. Hate to see it. He's surprisingly strict, no? But don't take it personally, Seven. Kuze's the best we've got, but she can be hard on the others. Herself, too. Hope she didn't rub you the wrong way, kid.
No, sir. This is a tough situation. I got it.
Tommy, you're late.
Who?
What's that? Here we go again.
Whom's?
Taking me real tough on him. Poor kid.
Observed? Sir, what do you mean by when you said, here we go again?
Yeah, I meant what I said.
I'm sorry I'm late, partner. The traffic was bad. I forgot my briefcase, so I had to go back and...
Have you been drinking? You might be able to pull this with another partner, but not me.
Come on, give me a break.
Yeah, what a mess.
Yeesh, she's really ripping into him.
Sorry about that, kid. Nothing to do with you.
Feeling a bit sorry for the art detective.
It's not Kuze's fault, but she does seem off today. Tread lightly.
Maybe she knows the person. Man, Detective Kuze is not taking it easy on that art detective.
It's out of question at the moment.
Okay. Itsuki! And talk to Mr. Itsuki back to the office. Never mind, Kuze! She might yell at me if I bug her.
What is it? My flight's down. Thanks for that.
I'm just paying it forward. No. I'm gonna stare at you. We're almost behind those trees. Hello, madam. Looks like the officers are sifting for clues in that garbage. Garbage. What are people thinking? Dumping their garbage here.
Weep.
It doesn't look like anyone's walked in the grass there. Sky. Still a nice day out. Didn't the first officer I spoke to say that the victim looked strange? Well, I heard that the state of this victim is slightly disturbing.
You could say that. That's part of the reason I've called Mr. Tsugi.
What would that have to do with Mr. Tsugi?
Anyway, I'm sure you'd like to get your eyes on him, and I'd take you right over, but... I'm afraid that forensics is examining the body right now. It's been transferred. And, well, I'm not sure Detective Kuze would allow you two to get a look. Good old Kuze, following police procedures to a T.
Yeah.
But look, here's what I can share with you. This is how it looked when we found him.
He had a paper bag on his face. With a weird, creepy smile on it. Oh. And yeah, you can see on the neck, he was definitely strangled. But why the bag? I mean, obviously that's not going to do anything to prevent his identity from being seen, but... Let's wrap this up for now. You good with that, kid? Yeah, I mean, yes, sir, Mr. Itsugi.
Yeah, I'm sorry you had to come all this way.
It's quite all right. Let's be in touch. Strange. Where's Ayumi? Paper bag. Wonder what the significance is. Is it just kind of the way of the serial killer showing who he is? This is terrifying. Are you using a voice changer or something? Uh-oh. Sounds like a voice changer. Oh, great. It feels like we're delving quite deeper into the horror aspect with this game. That child had this creepiest smile. I already really like a lot of the imagery here, though. Very spooky. He said he would make them smile forever. Chapter 1. The Urban Legend. Where's Ayumi? Did she quit? Wasn't easy to look at the victim, was it? It never is, but yeah. Let's think. I should probably stay focused on what Mr. Itsugi. I like that they explicitly changed quit investigation to say save/quit investigation so that it's like more obvious. Again, I do think it was funny. Answering machine. No voicemails. Surroundings. Ayumi isn't here. Okay, so Ayumi is still part of the detective agency. She's just not here at the moment. I want to call somebody. The office phone. We got a working answering machine a few years ago. I wonder how far in the future this game takes place after Missing Air. Like, how many years after Missing Air does this game take place? Mr. Tsugi brought this house plan in for us. Come to think of it, we hardly ever use this radio. Trophy. I hope I get one of these someday. I hope I get one of these. Yo, put them up. Mr. Tsugi's boxing gloves. They look cool hanging there. Put them up, Utsugi. Let's fight. Utsugi. Should probably stay focused. What about your chair? Outside? Okay. Ayumi's not here yet. I should stay focused on Mr. Itsugi for now. At the very least, look, it sounds like the game... Okay, actually, so I can somewhat make assumptions on how far in the future, like how many years after Missing Air this takes place. First off, it says we got a working answering machine a few years ago. So, a few years ago... Technically speaking, you get that during The Girl Who Stands Behind, right? I'm pretty sure. So that makes sense. And Girl Who Stands Behind takes place a few years before Missing Air. The way that the characters look, though, the main character looked almost the same age. Like, they didn't look like they were older at all. Same with Utsugi or really anybody here. So I'm gonna guess at most... this game maybe takes place a year after the events of Missing Air. At most. That's what I'm going to make a guess on. Anyways, let's start talking. The victim. We got a few more details. The victim's name was Eisuke Sasaki. He was just 15. Still middle school. Ugh. As you heard, the official cause of death was asphyxiation by strangulation. The police suspect homicide. Again, the most curious thing here is, what's the point of the paper bag? There were no signs of a struggle, which points to a surprise attack or someone the victim knew. Really? That's just me speculating, though. In any case, what I'm most concerned about at this point is that paper bag. It sounds like you've had some history with the paper bag, judging by how people are talking about it. Is this like... Is this a case of an old serial killer coming back from the dead or something like that? Because the paper bag most likely seems to be some sort of like MO, like a modus operandi or whatever you call it. Like, it's the kind of their signature. Or, I mean, think about other games with other, like, signature murderers. Like, what's one that comes to mind? What about, Genocide Jack from the Danganronpa? It's like the whole, like, using scissors is specifically their modus operandi. Okay. So, the paper bag, if that's the modus operandi, then that gives me the feeling that this is not the first time this has happened, this paper bag killer or whatever. Right. What do you think it means? The thing is, I've seen it before. It must have been 18 years ago now. We had a rash of cases like this one. 18 years ago, so I was right. It is an old serial killer that's seemingly come back from the dead. Of course, the general question with these kind of things becomes like, is it the same killer from that many years ago? Or is it somebody who's trying to pick up the legacy of said killer? Because there could always be a copycat killer, right? Victims found with paper bags on their heads? Exactly that. It's not something I thought I'd ever see again. And it sounds like this would happen. This takes place far before the events of even the girl who stands behind. Let me ask about those murders. It was 18 years ago, Kabuku City. We had multiple victims, all young girls. Oh, well, already we've got a discrepancy. Assuming it's the same serial killer, why would it be a sudden change? Because it sounds like hang on. There's no, I've noticed that there's no, like, notebook option. Like, there's no, like, that's weird. Anyways, I want to look back at the, yeah, Eisuke Sasaki, he was just 15. Already, that's a difference, so it might not be the same killer, or maybe it is, and they just changed who they're killing. All girls. Well, that already is a big discrepancy between the two. Let me ask more. I believe we had 3 victims, all girls between the ages of 13 and 19. At the very least, the age would still fit into that gap. 15 years old, that would still fit. And the killer used bare hands, manual strangulation. Well, that's different from how the current one got killed, because that one was definitely a rope or cord. When we found them, they all had paper bags over their heads, with smiling faces drawn on them. Judging by the differences so far, it seems more likely, in my opinion, that it would probably be someone who's trying to imitate those killings, right? Judging by the differences. Because again, there's already been the notable differences of, first it was a guy that was killed and not a girl. And then second off, it was using a cord or a rope and not their hands. Oh. We couldn't establish any connection between the victims. They were all just around the same age. Actually, I just realized there's a very important question that I should be asking that should probably help clear a lot of confusion. Did you ever solve that case, Itsuki? Did you ever, like, catch the culprit? I'm sorry to say that we never solved the case. Well, that was very strangely appropriate timing for me to say that. Their killer's still out there. That was kind of weird how perfectly timed that was. Thanks. Okay, so they never solved the case and the killer's still out there. So there is potential that it is the same killer, but maybe they just changed their certain aspects of their killings. I mean, it has been 18 years. A lot can change between those two times, so I don't think it would be too big of a stretch to say that maybe something in the years happened that caused the killer to not only start killing again, but also put some differences in their killings. So we could be looking at...
Yeah, it could be the same person.
Oh man. 3 teenage girls strangled to death by hand. What a nightmare. Okay. The victim. Nope. Any observations?
It's a lot to take in, I know, but do you have any thoughts on the case so far?
I do. It doesn't quite add up. 3 female victims 18 years ago. And now a middle school boy. Or Isuki Sasaki. Why target a boy this time? If it was the same person... Hmm. I'm gonna save the game. We're already off to a very interesting start. This is already a very interesting murder case. Hmm. It doesn't quite add up. Why would a serial killer who targeted girls 18 years ago come back
And target a boy, Eisuke Sasaki. Yeah, I'm asking myself the same question.
In addition, why would they change the method of killing? It's still strangulation, sure, but the previous killings were done by hand. This one seems to be done by a cord or a rope.
We had to consider the possibility that the previous victims all being female was a coincidence.
I guess that's not impossible. If there were any more if there were like more victims that were all female, then it wouldn't be a coincidence. But 3 females, I'd say that there is a chance of that still just being a coincidence.
We always look for a pattern, but we could be overthinking it.
I think that's fair. It could have just been a strange coincidence that all of them were girls, the ones that the paperback person just ended up killing, but... Huh. Strange.
Wish we had a little more to work with. Still, I can't shake the feeling that there's a connection.
There's definitely a connection. It's just a matter of what kind of connection is there. Is it the same person doing the killings? Or is it someone who admired the previous killings and took inspiration?
I trust you've been keeping good notes. You never know when a seemingly trivial detail will make all the difference.
Any more information you gather will automatically record. Okay, so we do have the notebook. To open, move the cursor to open notebook and press the A button.
Why don't you open your notebook? Let me see if you got everything.
Okay, let's take a look. Oh, it's different looking. Eisuke Sasaki, 15 years old, junior high student. A student at Minami Daison Junior High, the apparent victim of a murder. His body was found at a pump station in Kofuku City. Eisuke's cause of death was asphyxiation due to strangulation. It appears he was choked with a rope-like object. His estimated time of death was 9 p.m. A paper bag with a smile drawn on it was found on the victim's head. The condition of Eisuke's body was similar to the victims of serial murders of girls 18 years ago in Kofuku City. Kimiharu Kamada, 55 years old, inspector. Inspector Kamada is lead on the Eisuke case. He's apparently known Usugi for a long time. Junko Kuze. Junko. Sorry. 26 years old, detective. Junko Kuze is a detective working on the Eisuke Sasaki case. Shinsuke Utsugi, 40 years old, private investigator, director of the Utsugi Detective Agency, has known Inspector Kamada from the police force for a long time. Me, 19 years old, assistant detective at the Utsugi Detective Agency. think I might have been right on my guess. I think this does take place a year after, because I feel like I'm almost positive it said in Missing Air that we were 18. So that would actually add up perfectly if that's true. All right.
Huh? Ah, that must be Ayumi.
Ayumi! Yo!
Hi, guys.
Hey, Ayumi!
Am I interrupting something? You both look so serious.
Tsugi and I told Ayumi everything we knew.
You're joking, right? That's an urban legend. Haven't you heard of Emio? You know, the smiling man?
The Smiling Man? Wow, that was perfect for me. The Smiling Man? Alright, what's the Smiling Man? Tell me about the Smiling Man, Ayumi.
You might also hear him called Emio, a name that uses the characters for smile and man.
Really? Emio. And it's an urban legend?
Well, the story goes that a man wearing a paper bag with a smiley face on it appears in front of a crying girl.
Oh, you mean the thing that we saw at the beginning, like that little cutscene we saw not too long ago? What? Wait, why are we looking from Ayumi's perspective? This is weird. Hi, me. A paper bag with a smiley face on it. Are you serious? Now I'm back to me.
Yes, of course.
Let's hear it. I want to know the story.
So, like I said, the smiling man appears in front of a crying girl with a paper bag on his head. And he says,
You look sad, but you don't have to cry anymore. After all, I can give you a smile that will last forever. Interesting.
and they always find the victim afterward with a paper bag on her head, just like the smiling man wore.
Well, there's already another difference that I'm noticing. I kind of just brushed off before as I thought maybe it could be related to maybe the smiling man wears a specifically different paper bag to his victims, but no. The paper bags of the previous killings and the paper bags of this current killing seem to be different. Because the way that they're drawn with the current killings, it's more like the mouth is like jagged, the eyes look more like insane or whatever. It makes me think of, I feel like it's something you'd see more akin on to something like, say, jack-o'-lantern, you know? Like the mouth especially makes me think of like a jack-o'-lantern smile. Compare that to the ones we're seeing in the cutscene that the smiling man himself is wearing and the victim of the girl. The paper bag, like the smile that's drawn on it, I don't know how to describe it, but the best thing I can think of to describe it is, you know how sometimes theaters, like theater is always shown with like a picture, like whenever you think of theater or drama, there's like that picture of like an overly happy mask that has like, that's just like a crescent mouth and eyes that just show it's happy, but it can also be flipped to show it's sad. I don't know, it's something like that. I don't exactly know. I mean, I might be just talking out of my ass here. I'm not gonna lie. But the point is, the mask designs are also different, so... Wow.
Anyway, that's the most common version of the story.
Common? You said that's the most common version of the story. What are the other versions?
Well, some say if you stop crying and smile at the smiling man, he'll walk away instead of killing you. I've also heard that if you look directly at his face, he's definitely gonna kill you.
So, smile and he walks away, look at his face and he kills you. Got it. Okay.
It's always a crying girl, though. All versions agree on that part.
So even the legends disagree on the fact that it could be a boy. Interesting. Huh. Which makes it even stranger then, if that's basing the killings off those. Why kill a guy?
So the thing about urban legends is that they're not all legends. Some of them hold a kernel of truth.
Urban legends are generally based on some form of a truthful event, right? That's generally how they go.
For now, I'm treating this as a valuable information. Say we have a lot of work to do. Let's split up and get to it. Oh, but first, I'd like you to take these.
Ooh, what are these? Phones? Are those?
Cell phones! Cool!
Please be in touch if there are any developments on it. Go on, take them.
Oh, don't mind if I do. Give me that. Gimme. Yeah. Thanks. I'll keep it close by.
Yes, thank you.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I gotta go follow up on something. I'd like both of you to work together and decide the best way to split up your research. Understood?
All right. Yes, sir. Understood.
Got it. See you later, sir.
Bye. So it's you and me, Ayumi. Use phone contacts. Ayumi, I'm calling you right now.
I'm sitting right here. Did you really just try calling me?
Yeah, sorry. I've never used a cell phone before.
Never mind, but this is so exciting. It'll be super convenient. I suppose we should be careful about only using them when necessary. I hear the battery doesn't last long.
Don't worry, I'll be careful. By the way, I'm gonna go ahead and call Mr. Tsugi. Tsugi!
Mr. Tsuki, what's going on? Has there been a development?
Ah, no, sorry about that. I'm just getting the hang of this cell phone. It's pretty convenient.
Yes, well, keep in mind that you can only use it in places with a strong enough signal. Well then, talk later.
Office.
Hello? Hello? I know it's you.
Why is that disappointment face so hilarious to me? She is so completely and utterly unamused by the situation.
Ugh.
She is so completely and utterly unamused. Let's see. How are we gonna split this up? What do you think, Ayumi? How should we divide the work?
Why don't we start by reviewing our notes and seeing if we can deduce anything?
Good idea.
I think we should...
Okay. Although, while I'm here, surroundings. It's a bit of a mess. Cleaning hasn't been a top priority today. Oh. Ah, there we go. Ayumi! She's right. Let's start by reviewing the info we have. Books. Reading is important. Shelves. We gotta organize the shelves behind it. Ayumi. Doesn't seem like there's anything else. The Smiling Man. Emio, the Smiling Man, is a famous urban legend. Supposedly, the Smiling Man appears in front of crying girls with a paper bag on his head with a smiling face drawn on it. He tells the girls that they don't have to cry anymore because he will give them a permanent smile. Then he kills them. The story goes that Smiling Man leaves his victims where they were killed with the same type of paper bag on their heads that he wears. The story of the Smiling Man is eerily reminiscent of the real series of murders that took place 18 years ago. Some say that if you laugh when you meet him, the Smiling Man won't kill you. Others say if you see his face, he will kill you. Ayumi Tachibana, an assistant detective at the Itsugi Detective Agency. Nothing else on that front. Nice. Let's review. So, we have a victim, Isuki Sasaki, discovered this morning. I would say so far, based on what we know, it has to be homicide, surely. Based on what we know so far, I suspect homicide.
I think you're right.
It wouldn't make sense for suicide. No, Isuki was wearing a paper bag with a smile on it when he was found. And there's a certain similarity. I would say it's... I would say that it's more like the real life case of the smiling man, right? It's like the real life case.
You mean the urban legend?
Yes, of course. Whatever. But what if the urban legend is based on the actual murders that took place 18 years ago in Kofuku City? It's possible a horrible incident like that could have spawned such a morbid story, right? Still, we need to establish some sort of connection.
The victim was a boy, right?
That's right. And all 3 victims in the older cases were girls, according to Mr. Itsugi.
Yeah, it doesn't seem likely that that was the only coincidence. It's probably irrelevant. That poor kid Aisuki, covered in one of those horrible paper bags.
Yeah.
Was there anything else on your mind?
What am I missing? Oh, I should mention that we met the detective assigned to the case. Her name's Kuze. Itsuki seemed to recognize her from somewhere.
Has Mr. Itsugi worked with her before?
I'm not sure. I didn't ask.
Huh. Well, where do we go from here? I wasn't at the scene of the crime, so I only know what you've told me so far.
Great question. Wish I had the answer. Well, maybe it's worth checking in with the police again. Forensics could have dug up something by now.
Good idea. If it's alright with you, I think I'll try to find out more about the victim. Or guy.
That'd be helpful. Thanks. Whoops. Dang it. No, Mr. Tsugi, come back. We can't live without you. Kidding.
What are you talking about?
I feel like I'm starting to get more comfortable even when Mr. Tsugi isn't around.
You know where the precinct is, right?
No, I've got it.
Sure you know where the precinct is?
Look at you. It's at a police station. Alright, police station. Alright, see you later.
Good luck. I don't think we're ready for that yet, but if we keep working together, maybe one day.
Yeah, right.
Okay, I'm off. See you later.
Police station. Alright, let's see if we can't get any info. Wonder if Inspector Kamada is even here. No sign of Inspector Kamada, fortunately. I'll check with that officer. Wonder if I'll be able to meet with Inspector Kamada. Hello? Excuse me. I'm sorry to bother you, but can you help me out?
Hello, sir. How can I help?
Do you know if the inspector is available?
You must be Inspector Kamada, right?
Oh, yes. Sorry about that.
Actually, where do I know you from? Haven't we met before?
Have we? Where do I know her from? That voice. Now that I think about it, her face is familiar too. Do I know you? Wait. How do we know each other? She's... You! It's been a while. It's you. You're the same officer.
Yes, that's me. And you're...
I recognize you now, yeah. With the Itsugi Detective Agency, that's right.
in 7, yeah. Wow, it's been a while.
It's been a while. Did you transfer to this precinct? I mean, I should have recognized you right away. I suppose it was the glasses that threw me off.
Oh, right. I usually wear contacts. And yeah, I transferred here a while back.
I remember being a pretty sharp investigator. I don't actually have a name for you, though, madam. Do you have a name?
Oh, right. Or Kamada did mention that someone might be coming by. I suppose it's you. I'll go see if he's available.
Thank you. Do. Hi there.
Well, is this the supposed PI?
Who's this? Oh, it's the guy Kuze was yelling at this morning. Oh, hey. You good, mate?
Just kidding, buddy. But, Inspector Kamada is busy right now, so I've been assigned to help you out. Name's Daisuke Kamihara. The Daisuke Kamihara. You can call me Dice if you want. Most people want.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm Kane 7 with the Itsuki Detective Agency. Nice to meet you, Dice.
Let me use my brilliant intuition to deduce why you're here. Scoping out that murder, right?
And that's right. Normally we give your team a little more space, but the case is already so unusual.
Don't even sweat it. I'm your guy. Hit me up. I'll tell you anything, and I mean anything. I meant about the victim. Although, sure, I'll take personal questions too.
Why is he like this?
Sorry to jump in, but you're going to need to take this conversation somewhere else.
Fine. We can follow procedure if you insist. Thank you so much. Right this way, boy detective, to the fabulous interrogation chamber.
Is this guy for real? And really? Boy detective? Well, maybe I can get something useful. Oh well.
Help yourself.
Oh, thanks. I could use some tea.
Yeah, enjoy it, bro. She never makes fresh tea for me.
Right. Alright, Dice. I'm using the phone. No, it's not. Take the tea. Cheers.
Huh? Not bad, right? Bet you don't get to enjoy tea from a beautiful lady often.
Yeah, it's good. It's the spot.
Fresh tea. She'd bring me a cup. I'll throw one in a little bit, I guess.
I'm guessing he's going to get a no. Damn.
I can't wait.
I pity you. Alright. Let's look where?
You. Dude, my hat's up here.
Deep. The tea the officer made smells terrific. Think. So, about the case.
Right. Not like you came here for tea, huh? Right? Am I right? Fine. Where do you want to start?
Let's start with the victim.
You already have a few details, right? Victim's name and age?
That's right. His name's Aisuke Sasaki. He was only 15 years old. I visited the scene this morning.
Yeah, I saw you there.
And I saw you there getting verbally spanked by Detective Kuze in front of everyone.
Look, I act brash, but I'm pretty torn up about that kid.
Time of death.
They're telling us it was around 9 p.m. last night. At that time, it would have been in pitch black out there. No streetlights at all. Great murder spot, obviously. We still don't know why the kid would have been out there at that time, of course.
That is a good question. Why was a kid out there?
They're telling us it was around... Okay.
Scene of the crime.
We found the body at the pumping station. Deserted location, you know? You know, you were there. I think it was one of those early morning joggers that found it. Joggers, always finding bodies. I mean, you saw the place. Dirty old pump station tucked in the trees.
Any observations?
We still have no idea what the kid was doing out there at that time of night.
Oh, yeah.
But we haven't ruled out that someone driving by may have seen something. It's right next to the road.
I guess that's fair.
I mean, it's crazy, right? Would I have gone out there as a middle schooler at that hour? Probably not. This whole thing is depressing. As you know, we found the victim with the paper bag over his head.
Not just any paper bag, right? It had a smiley face on it.
Yeah, it's creepy as hell, man. The bag was all dank and old too. Ugh, I'll die.
What do you mean by dank and old?
Forensics is taking a look now. I don't know, it just looked gross to me, but we'll see what they find. Yeah, so did you hear that there were some murders like this a while back?
I did. You're talking about the young girls who were killed 18 years ago.
Yeah, it's like you already know everything. That's our boy detective.
This guy keeps pushing that button.
So I guess you already knew that those victims had paper bags with smiley faces too. Hey, Mr. Sparry Pants. Thought so. Anyway, that's obviously going to figure into the investigation.
Right. Well, it's a complicated case.
So riddle me this, boy detective. All those victims were girls, and serial killers love their patterns. But our victim is a boy. Strange, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
But there's another major difference between those victims and ours that I bet you haven't thought of.
He's talking about the method.
Care to hazard a guess?
Well, they were strangled differently. They were strangled differently.
Survey says you're right. Huh, maybe you are a full-grown detective after all.
Yeah. Why the difference? Why go from bare hands to suddenly using something?
No, not yet. We're certain that the killer used some sort of cord or rope.
Previous victims were killed by barehanded. Daisuke Sasaki was strangled with a rope or string.
Ding, ding, ding! There was no murder weapon 18 years ago. Pretty big difference if you ask me.
I agree, actually. Daisuke's case.
We're obviously going to be taking everything into account, including those murders from 18 years ago.
Fair enough. Murders.
You want to talk about 18 years ago, huh? Why? Were you even alive at the time?
I mean, technically, I was 1 year old.
I knew you were a baby, and here you are, a full-fledged private investigator. Maybe I should have been a PI. Must be cool not to have to play by the rules. Certain someone wouldn't be breathing down my neck all the time. Hey, I'm serious. Think your boss would take me on?
Do you need help? Wait, do you remember anything about the case from 18 years ago?
Yeah, I was in elementary school and it was all over the news. The victims weren't much older than me. I wasn't worried about it, but the school and everyone's parents sure were. They made us walk to school in groups, and they had a whole neighborhood watch thing going. It was like we were in a parade. Ridiculous.
Really?
No, not really. It's called a metaphor. Try keeping up. Anyway, every day we'd gather in the gym to make sure we were all there. Sometimes one kid would be missing. Boy, did that cause panic.
Well, sure.
Yeah, sometimes it was me. I could hear them all yelling out for me and scrambling everywhere looking for me.
Sounds super annoying.
Of course, some parents would just pick their kids up from the school and avoid it at all. When I think back, I guess I was pretty sheltered. Sorry to all the teachers I annoyed. Anyway, since all the kids were safely inside before sundown, I guess we didn't give the killer anyone to kill. Maybe I should workshop that joke.
Yeah. Anyways.
You know, I really don't remember the whole paper bag part of the story.
Oh?
Yeah, I mean, it's been 18 years. I guess I just forgot. But it was pretty shocking. How could I forget that?
That is a pretty interesting part to forget.
Paper bags, really? I feel like I remember that.
I wonder if there's any reason for that discrepancy. The paper bag that covered his head was apparently fairly old. Kimiharu Kamada. Kamada is Detective Kuze and Detective Kamihara's boss. Daisuke Kamihara, don't know how old he is. Detective Kamihara is working on the Daisuke Sasaki case. He was in elementary school at the time of the serial murders of girls 18 years ago. He didn't know about the paper bags found in the victims. Me? Acquainted with the police officer that was in the lobby of the Kofuku City Police Department from a previous case. Police officer. Undisclosed. Kofuku Precinct. Used to work at a different station. Recognized came from a past case. She was wearing glasses, but she normally wears contacts. If he was in elementary school 18 years ago, how old is he? How old are you? He looks like an experienced detective. Maybe a bit young, but still. He's a real oddball. I wonder if he's heard the Smiling Man urban legend. I'd say he's old enough to have heard it. Let's ask. Do you know about the Smiling Man? Detective Kamihara, are you familiar with this urban legend known as the Smiling Man?
Did you say the Smiling Man?
I did. You know, like a man who's smiling? They call him Emio sometimes.
I don't know. What's the story behind it?
Well, I explained the whole thing to Detective Kamihara, just the way Ayumi explained it to me.
Oh. I see what you mean about the similarities between that story and this case. Is there any connection? It couldn't just be a coincidence, could it? Did I sound like I was deducing something awesome just then? I did, right?
Maybe? I guess?
I totally did. Anyway, joking aside, that's definitely something to think about. So, thanks for sharing.
Hard to pin down what he might be thinking. Observations?
Yes, my man legend is pretty similar to this case and to the murders from 18 years ago. Urban legends, man.
Nope. He said silent. What's up with that? Why is he staring at me like that, so intensely? He might have an observation to share. Maybe he's more of a detective than I give him credit for. Hello?
You know, now I think about it, there's one other thing we haven't considered.
Go on.
Well, it's just the officer who was just here. It seemed like she kind of liked you, didn't it? I'm jealous. She's hot, right? A woman that's hot and she wears police uniform? Now that's a legend.
Oh boy.
I'm so glad she transferred to this division. It's like destiny.
Wow.
And that's why they call me Dice. I'm sure I'm a lucky bastard, I tell you.
I'm out of here. Oh god. Time to die.
Oh, hi there, ma'am. Didn't see you there.
Ma'am, what's that supposed to mean? What are you two blathering about? Do your job. We got murder to solve.
No. It's not what you think. I mean, maybe it is. This guy won't shut up about how hot our coworker is. He's all, ooh, the uniform is a piece of resistance. What? Anyway, I'll get back to work. Toodles. Have fun, buddy. You asshole.
He's leaving. Just like that. Sorry about that. Anyway, sorry about this morning as well.
Oh, okay.
I guess I haven't even really introduced myself. I'm Detective Kuze, Junko Kuze, Investigation Division 1. Nice to meet you.
Oh, I'm from the Itsuki Detective Agency, Gain 7. Sorry to bother you this morning.
No, it's my fault. I didn't realize the inspector had called you guys in.
It's no problem at all.
That said, don't get in my way, understand?
Oh, right, of course. So,
Sorry, I have work to do. Excuse me.
but bye. And she's gone. Well, let's get out of here. Maybe I should ask if Inspector Kamada's still busy, just in case. What's this?
Come on, just one cup, okay?
Why don't you brew it yourself? It's Detective Kamihara.
I just really want you to brew it for me.
I can't believe he's begging like that.
It's for the good of the investigation, trust me.
Ugh.
Oh, hey, boy detective. Are you really leaving already? Okay, bye, I guess.
Took that one on the nose. Shrug it off, Dice.
Anyways, you saw that.
Yeah. But I have some unrelated questions.
Alright. Let's find somewhere to talk. So, were you able to get some info from Detective Kamihara?
Yeah, more or less. About Kamada. I was wondering if Inspector Kamada is available.
I'm sorry, but I'm told his meeting is running long.
Ah, I see. Maybe I should come back tomorrow. What about Kamada?
I've worked with a lot of detectives, but that one, well, he's something special. You might not want to follow in his footsteps if you catch my drift.
Noted. Observations?
You've grown up a bit, haven't you?
No.
Have you gotten taller too? Don't end up like Kamihara. We don't need two of him.
Not planning on it.
Meeting isn't gonna end anytime soon.
Alright, let's go back to the detective agency. If you'll excuse me, I should head out. Please, give Inspector Kamada my thanks for his help.
Sounds good. Thanks. Safe travels.
Itsugi Detective Agency. Hello, I'm back.
Welcome back, Kane.
Welcome back.
Yo!
So, how'd it go today?
Well, I went to the precinct to see what I could find out. Inspector Kamada was in a meeting all day, so I spoke with Detective Kamihara instead.
Is that so? Well, thanks for tracking someone down. Ayumi, what about you?
Sure. Well, I went to see the victim's family. The Sasaki family was very nice and welcoming. I felt like it was a good family home. And considering their terrible loss, they were so generous with their help. They really want to know what happened. It's just senseless, you know? Daisuke wasn't in any sort of trouble. He was just a regular kid. It's just...
Just what?
Well, his family said that when he came home that night, he locked himself in his room. They said he'd never done anything like that before. They weren't sure what it was all about. He wasn't responding, so they were about to try unlocking the door, but... At around 8 p.m., his mother heard a noise at the front door. She went to check, and... It was Daisuke, still wearing his school uniform, holding a telephone receiver. So he hadn't been in his room after all. He dropped the phone in surprise when he noticed her. Then he locked himself in his room for real.
Strange. I wonder who he was talking to.
Yeah, great question. His family didn't know. Anyhow, it seems as if he snuck out again after that without his family noticing. And that's all I have for now. I'll keep digging.
What in the world happened to this poor kid?
You know, I've been digging into the cold case from 18 years ago a bit more, and I'm concerned. You see, the police never made all the details public, in particular the use of paper bags.
Oh, so that's why Detective Kamihara didn't remember anything about it. Do you know why they would withheld that kind of information?
Well, I have an idea, but it would be better to speak to Kamada himself about it.
I understand.
Regardless of the reason why, if the police didn't release those details at the time, then it seems a bit of a stretch to assume that the case is connected to the Smiling Man urban legend.
But the legend almost has to be connected to the current case, doesn't it? In some way.
Well, I do think I need to fully understand the urban legend if I'm going to solve the case.
You specifically.
Well, yes, I'm fascinated by the case of the Smiling Man, and I want to take a deeper dive into it. Now then, I'd like to have the two of you review what you learned from today's research.
You got it. Shall we, Caden?
In a second, we will. I can look at myself. No, I can't look at myself. I haven't read any of the books that Mr. Utsugi has recommended. Shelves with old case files. My desk. It's a bit cluttered with my notes and office supplies. Let's not do that. Alright, fine, I'll focus. So, we have a victim, Eisuke Sasaki, who was found with a paper bag on his head with a smiley face on it. A series of similar crimes took place 18 years ago. 18 years ago.
Yes, that's right.
Precisely.
The case from 18 years ago involved 3 murders, and the victims all had one thing in common. All of them were teenage girls. All of them were teenage girls. It's so terrible to think about. So the killer from 18 years ago was never caught, and the information about the paper bags was never made public. So only a handful of people know about it. The killer, the families of the victims, the police who were investigating, and whoever found the bodies. What's it all add up to? Do you have any thoughts based on the info you have so far? Well, I suppose what I can say at this stage is... something seemed off? I would say there is something off. Something seemed off about... I would say there was something off about Kuze. The way she's acting seems a bit strange. Something seemed off about Detective Kuze. What makes you say that? She may reacted strangely, I feel. She acted strangely when I made eye contact with her at the crime scene. Oh, really? Maybe it's just my imagination.
Sounds like that's a wrap on our investigation for today.
Feels like comparing notes really helped. We're working together well.
I agree.
I'm counting on both of you. Alright, split up and continue the investigation tomorrow.
I'll head to Isuki's middle school and see what I can learn.
I think I'll see what I can get from the police.
Excellent. Good luck out there.
Chapter 2. Disappearance. Alright. Hello! Thanks for taking the time to meet, Inspector Kamada.
Ah, Seven. Sorry I wasn't available yesterday when you stopped by.
It's alright. You're incredibly busy, but if you have a few minutes now...
Yes, of course. You can ask me anything, but let's head to the back room first.
Sounds good. So, what's the latest on the investigation? Any more info on the victim?
Well, I'm afraid we don't have much new info, but forensics is still taking a look at that paper bag.
There's no reports of trouble with his family, and it seems that Eisuke may have been talking to someone on the phone just before he died. Detective Kuze works for Investigative Division 1 on the police force. He was in elementary school at the time of the serial murders of girls 18 years ago. He didn't know about the paper bags found in the victims. He never heard of the urban legend of Emio the Smiling Man, and it seems he admires a certain officer at the Kofuku police station. Alright, let's look at you. Is it just my imagination, or is he oddly familiar? Once here, other Inspector Kamada. Paper bag. I heard that the paper bag itself seemed like it might have been old. Is that true?
I really can't say until we get the results, but we'll know soon enough.
What about observations?
It is just a difficult case.
So they still don't know how old that paper bag is. Let's find out why they didn't tell anyone about it 18 years ago. Hey, I understand that you kept the paper bag a secret in the previous case. Is that right?
That's right. I was in charge of the investigation. It was my call.
Why? I see.
And we had a good reason. It was a big scandal anyway, but if all the bizarre details had leaked, well, it just seemed best not to rile folks up about details. Could have slowed down our investigation.
Try not to rile folks up.
Like I said, we kept details secret. Don't need people freaking out and slowing down the investigation. Showed you the photo of the victim with the paper bag, right? If that got out to the public, there's a chance someone would try to copy it.
I see. Yeah. Basically, it's a way of trying to... I see. Yeah. I get it. I get it. My understanding is that we never caught the killer who committed those crimes 18 years ago. Is that right?
Yeah, still haunts me to this day. Since that cat's out of the bag, let me share a few other shameful secrets with you.
Please, go on.
Well, in addition to the 3 tragic unsolved murders, mind you, we worked that case hard. I didn't want to see any more lives lost on my watch. But something else slipped through our fingers.
Oh?
Yeah, a missing person. A young boy.
A missing person? What do you mean about... Explain.
His name was Makoto Kuze.
I see. Suddenly, some things are starting to add up. Kuze, you said? Makoto Kuze. So are you saying...
Yeah, it's exactly what you're thinking. He's Detective Kuze's older brother, 6 years older. He was 14 years old when he just disappeared. I was personally suspect that he was murdered by the same person. It was a tremendous blow to my team.
I see.
Fortunately, we never did find another victim in a paper bag like that. Until now. Unfortunately, we never found poor Makoto either. To this day, he's considered a missing person, but I think it's possible, even likely, there's a connection.
I see.
It certainly is strange. For some reason, after the disappearance of Makoto Kuze, the serial murders of a young girl stopped.
Really? Why would Kuze's disappearance cause the murders to stop? Ah.
We're not sure why, but fortunately we haven't seen that sort of crime since then. For the record, there have been no new murder victims like this since Makoto Kuze went missing. Oh, there's another thing I should mention. We had a suspect at the time, but he disappeared shortly after the first murder.
You did? Right after the first murder?
Yeah, so there were 2 disappearances back then surrounding our case. It feels like everything is connected, but we still have a few missing pieces, you know?
Who was this missing man? Do you have any more info about the man who went missing?
I suppose so. Turns out they knew the first victim from the serial girl murder case. They had apparently been meeting up frequently. Anyhow, the same day the body of the first victim was found, We found a disturbing amount of blood in the man's apartment.
Oh.
We thought that perhaps the man was injured in some kind of altercation relating to the murder. It's also possible that he himself is the killer. But he's still missing, along with the truth. I'm afraid we weren't able to establish a connection between him and the series of murders.
I see.
The man's whereabouts and connections to the case will both remain unknown. It's you.
Ugh.
Sorry about that. It's a little dusty in here. These cold cases sit in files gathering dust over the years. 18 years is a lot of dust. I've been sifting through the archives for any information that might help us out with this case. It's not a dust.
Just wipe your nose, please.
Could also be allergies. Who knows?
So there were two missing people involved in the case 18 years ago. One was a man who apparently knew the victim. They found blood in his apartment after he disappeared. And the other was Detective Kuze's brother. Makoto Kuze had been missing this whole time. I wonder if Inspector Kamada ever met Detective Kuze as a child. Let's ask. Hey.
I've known Detective Kuze since she was a kid, but I don't think she remembers me much from those years. She sure has grown up, though. She's tough and sharp as a tack. Great detective. It's just...
Just what?
I think Kuze's working a bit too hard. It feels like she's tense all the time, always pushing. It's gotta be tough. A brother gone missing from a young age. Might be weighing on her. But what do I know? I'm no shrink. Kuze's already on the Sasaki case, as you know. She's the best we've got, reliable and always gives her all.
Is it possible that Aisuke was killed by the same person who killed the others 18 years ago?
Well, we can't rule it out, but we should also consider the possibility of a copycat. Since certain details about the crime were never made public, a copycat is pretty unlikely.
Yeah, that's fair.
Then there's the matter of the victims. Why target girls and then now a boy? And there's one more critical difference. Do you know what it is?
They were killed in a different manner. The victims were killed in a different manner.
That's right. You seem to have a pretty good handle on the case already. As you said, the 0 murders were committed barehanded while Asuke was strangled with a cord. Of course, the killer could have deviated from his modus operandi in the heat of a moment, but can't rule that out. And if we are chasing the same perp, he's now 18 years older than he was. Maybe his methods changed over time.
I see.
I have to wonder if there's a connection to the cold case from 18 years ago.
So the paper bag might be the only common factor. It all seems like it's coming back to that smiling man urban legend. Come to think of it, has Inspector Kamada heard about the smiling man? Let's ask. Do you know of the smiling man? By the way, are you familiar with the urban legend known as the smiling man?
The Smiley Man? No, what the hell is that?
Well, it relates to the paper bags you found on these victims. Paper bags with smiley faces on them. A man with such a bag on his head would appear in front of a crying girl and threaten to give her a smile forever. The victims are said to be found in the same type of paper bag with a crude smiley face drawn on.
Are you serious? That's a real urban legend. Smiley Man thing. Sure does seem like those murders could have been the inspiration behind it.
But you said the information about the paper bags was never made public, right?
That's right. It would have been irresponsible.
So the question is, how did this urban legend even get created then?
But, you know, there are a lot of people at a crime scene. The paper bag thing could have leaked. I won't rule out a connection. It could even be the reverse, that the killer was copying the legend. Yeah, this whole thing is such a mess. Well, it's getting late. I should get back to the investigation.
I should probably excuse myself as well. Let's head to the scene of the crime so I can take a look at the spot where the body was found. First, was there anything I forgot to ask? Well, I think I'll be on my way now, unless there's anything else you think you can share with me.
Let's see. Now that you mention it, you did speak with Kamihara extensively yesterday, didn't you?
Yeah, that's right.
I know Detective Kuze is taking this case personally. And that, well, that might be putting a lot of pressure on him as her partner.
Kamihara.
What do you think about Kamihara? A duck, isn't he?
Say the least.
But you know, he gets results. Kamihara is a pretty good detective after all. He's smart and he's got good instincts. Terrible shot, though. Well, you must have seen how he gets on with Detective Kuze, as in, not well.
Yeah. She ripped into him again yesterday while I was here.
At the end of the day, they may seem like opposites, but they're quite the duo. Yeah, believe it or not, Kamihara looks up to Kuze like a mentor. Meanwhile, Kuze is wound tighter than a coil. She needs that loose energy that Kamihara brings. Since the two of them started working together, Detective Kuze has really mellowed out. Credit where it's due. I think that's Kamihara's influence.
Seems like the guy's silly antics actually have some sort of positive effect.
I have to wonder if there's a connection.
Opposites work well together? I guess I can see it. What's wrong?
I just remembered something else about Detective Kuze.
Eh? What is it? Something funny?
Yeah, just a funny memory. It's about Kamihara. His aim was so bad on the shooting range. Kuze came to me directly and asked if I could ban him from carrying a firearm.
Classic Kamihara.
Yeah, I suppose it's no laughing matter if you're out in the field with him, but... Well, that's that. Any more questions?
I think you got everything. Okay, let's move. Scene of the crime. Thank you so much for your time, Inspector Kamada. I should be on my way now.
Sure thing. If you need anything else, just stop by.
I will. Thank you.
By the way, how old are you now, 7?
I'm 19, sir.
So you wouldn't have heard about those previous murders at the time they were committed?
No, sir. Just trying to learn everything I can now.
That's good. You need to immerse yourself to try to understand. I'm glad to hear you're approaching this investigation with the right attitude. And I'm hopeful that you'll bring an outside perspective to it. It might be the key to our solve.
Yes, sir. I'll do my best.
Good. I'm counting on you.
Yes, sir.
Where are you headed next, by the way?
Well, I was wondering if I could take another look at the crime scene. Do you mind?
I'm afraid I can't let you do that.
Damn it.
Ah, just pulling your leg, rookie. You're part of the Otsuki Detective Agency, so you get full access.
Oh, thank you.
Some locations may be taped off, but you can ignore that. Go ahead and investigate. Just,
Yes?
don't tell Kuze.
Okay. All right. Feels like we're gonna get in a lot of trouble. Here's the pump station where Sasaki's body was held. I've got the green light from Inspector Kamada. Time to check it out. Here's the pump station. The body was found around here. An early morning passerby saw him lying strangely on the ground and called the police. I'm sure that was a terrible shock. Why would anyone have passed by here? Let's see what new info we've gleaned off so far. Kamiharu Kamada. Inspector Kamada's Detective Kuze. Inspector Kamada also led the investigation into the serial murder of girls 18 years ago. At the time of those killings, the info about the paper bags was not released to avoid alarming the public. Kamada said that there were 2 disappearances 18 years ago as well. Makoto Kuze and a man who knew the first victim. He thinks that the missing men may be connected to the murders 18 years ago somehow. He didn't know about the urban legend known as Emio the Smiling Man until he heard it from me. Kamihara. Never heard. He's Detective Kuze's partner. Kamihara comes off as a bit odd and even careless, but he's a good detective with sharp instincts according to Kamada. However, his shooting skills are the worst. In fact, Kamihara's shooting skill is so bad that Detective Kuze asked Inspector Kamada to ban him from carrying a gun. Damn. Makoto Kuze, 32 years old, Junko Kuze's older brother. He disappeared 18 years ago and hasn't been seen since. Makoto disappeared around the time of the serial murders of girls. No new victims have surfaced, but a connection is unclear. Kuze. She has an older brother named Makoto who disappeared 18 years ago. Detective Kuze is a strict and thorough detective, but according to coworkers, she pushes herself a bit too hard at times. Her current work partner is Detective Kamihara. This missing man. A man who went missing around the time of the serial murders of girls 18 years ago. He knew the first victim, and on the day the first victim's body was found, he disappeared, leaving behind a disturbing amount of blood in his apartment. Is this the kind of place someone would just pass by? Ayumi. Hi. Not picking up. Utsugi. Nope. Office. Damn it. Please state your name, number. What kind of message should I leave? Bitch! Leave an imitation of Mr. No, I'm not gonna do it. No, it's not. As tempting as it is. This is not what I should have opened. What am I doing? No one to talk to. No one's around. It's a lonely place. Bush seems normal. No signs of trampling or anything knocked over. I think Eisuke's body was found in front of this fence. What a lonely place. I can't but imagine in him with that terrible paper bag on his head. Hmm. There are warning signs here. One from the police and the one from the water department. What's going on in here? I'm strangely intrigued. Okay, let's have a look around back. I didn't see anything out of place from the back of the pumping station, but there's a path leading up to the backside of the facility. So this isn't a dead end after all. I wonder if the person who found the body came through here as some kind of a shortcut. I don't see anything else of interest. Still, it's pretty spooky. I almost feel like the smiling man is watching me from the shadows. Who could have come here and done such a terrible thing to Eisuke Sasaki? Let's take the bus back to the office. Let's see, the next bus is arriving in an hour. Oh no. It might be faster to walk back. Hello?
Oh, boy detective. Looks like you're working hard on our case. Thanks.
Oh, Detective Kamihara. I should actually be thanking you.
Oh, please. Anyway, what's up? Notice anything new? If you found something different, maybe thanks to your private investigator mindset, please let me know.
I'm afraid I didn't find much.
Well, let me know if you do find something, or if I can help in any way.
Isn't he supposed to be either one of the primary investigators? Detective Kamihara's car is parked here. That's Kuze inside, isn't it? Hi. Detective Kuze? It's just Detective Kamihara's car. It's an official police vehicle? Kami. Seems like he's returning from an investigation. Sky. Another beautiful day. In field. Peaceful out here today. I have an hour before the bus arrives. Let's not. Kamihara!
What is it?
Kamihara.
I'm on my way back to the station, but...
But?
Yeah...
How's the investigation going on your side?
I'm kinda stalled out, but don't worry about me, boy detective. Anyway, if I find anything, I'll share the info with... Oh, never mind.
Huh?
Haven't you heard of confidentiality? I can't actually share more info with you.
Well, now he sounds like he knows what he's talking about. Have you noticed anything new here? Why is he staring at me so intensely?
Well, boy detective,
Yes?
you got a haircut, didn't you?
What? I didn't, but...
Dang it. Usually that's what people are looking for when they ask if you know something new.
Oh boy.
Since you asked me about noticing things, there is something I'm hoping you notice.
Did he cut his hair? It looks exactly the same. Is it the tie? What? Something seems off about him. Nani nani. Hmm. I wonder if he's always been this way.
You're waiting for bus? You know they don't come by very often.
Yeah, I took a look at the schedule. Ugh. I was actually just thinking about how it'd be faster to walk back to the office.
Nah, you don't want to do that. You get all sweaty. Not a good look.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Oh, I'd give you a ride if I could. But, yeah.
Hmm? Are you talking about... Ah. I see. I see. Kami, we've gotta go. Not sure I'm brave enough right now.
Sorry, I'm getting called away. Bus doesn't come by often, does it?
Seems like something's going on with him. Guess I shouldn't hold him any longer. I think I'll just wait for the bus. But thanks for your concern.
Gotcha. Well, take care then. See ya.
Ay. Well, I'ma call somebody. Huh? Battery seems pretty low. Now that I think about it, I don't remember charging the phone last night. Maybe I'll wait until it's an emergency. Should have listened to Ayumi about this. I guess there's no choice but to wait for the bus. How should I pass the time? I'm the only one waiting for a bus. Kinda lonely. I think I'll just sit and wait. There's only one bus per hour and they stop running pretty early. No one to talk. Detective Kamihara, please come back. Just kidding. Can you just come pick me up? As if I'd ever say that to her for real. Who's check call? Oh, I can call a cab. I'll just dial 104 to get the operator connect. So smart. Smell phones are amazing. Thank you, Mr. Tsugi. But the battery... Maybe I'll wait till it's an emergency. Detective Kamihara is gone. It was good to hear all that backstory about him from Inspector Kamada.
I know he can seem careless, but he's actually a fine detective. He's smart and he's got good instincts. Terrible shot, though. You must have seen how he gets on with Detective Kuze, as in, not well. But at the end of the day, they may seem like opposites, but they're quite a duo. Kuze is wound tighter than a coil. She needs that loose energy that Kamihara brings. Since the two of them started working together, Detective Kuze has really mellowed down.
If he's sharing that about Kuze, maybe she's just as hard on him as she is on Detective Kamihara.
It's about Kamihara. His aim was so bad on the shooting range. Kuze came to me directly and asked if I could ban him from carrying a firearm. I suppose it's no laughing matter if you're out in the field with him.
I'm sure Kuze and Kamihara have a good working relationship. She does seem to be yelling at him every time I see them together, though. Maybe yelling is her love language? Still thinking, but hardly any time has passed. I don't know what to do. At this hour, it might be hard to find a taxi. Can't even use my cell phone. Guess I have to wait for the bus. Unless... Can't let it discourage me. There's gotta be another way to call a taxi. Let's call a cab. I'll just use my mysterious powers. Close my eyes and... summon a taxi with my mind. I mean, it's worked before. The one time when I wished that we'd have another sunny day. Is that the sound of a car approaching? I can feel it. I can feel it. Come on, universe. Send a cab to a PI in need. Come on. Huh? Did I really summon a taxi?
Abin, you're heading to the station, yeah?
What? How do you know?
Come on, Abin.
Okay. Are you sure about this? Don't you have someone else to pick up or something?
No, I'm here to pick you up.
Me? Really? Where are you? Charm. It's got some sort of charm. It's just a taxi driver. Let's talk. You're to pick me up specifically.
Yeah, boss called and said a fare out waiting at the bus stop. You're saying you didn't call me? Guess someone else arranged it for you. How's your job?
Could have been Detective Kamihara. Thank you for calling the cab for me, Dice. It was really helpful.
Hey,
Yes, what is it?
did you know what the cops found a body not too far from where I picked you up?
Yeah, I, heard about that.
I heard a rumor that a kid was killed somewhere around here the other night.
Word travels fast.
Yeah, something crazy like that, you know? People are gonna talk. I guess the kid was in middle school. Poor guy.
Yeah. Observations?
I have a ding for a kid to get killed in a place like that, huh? I mean, maybe the killer figured they could count on the place to be deserted, you know? So what are you doing there anyway? You should come some kind of police detective or something?
Not exactly. I'm, how can I put it?
Come on, son, you look like you're in high school, aren't you?
Hey,
I drive past all the time for work, but I've never picked anyone up there. So I gotta ask, what were you up to?
I just had some business to attend to.
I see. Sorry, I don't mean to pry.
He often drives by this area for work. You said you drive through this area often.
Yeah, I do. I was actually out here the night before last, probably around 10 p.m.
Oh?
We haven't ruled that someone driving by may have seen something. It's right next to the road.
You. Sir. Maybe the driver saw something. Did you see anything noteworthy when you drove through this area the other night?
Anything noteworthy?
Yeah, anything at all could help.
Let me think. I definitely didn't see any kids out here. Let's see, maybe there was something. Oh, right, I almost forgot.
What? What is it?
I saw a motorcycle parked there the other night.
A motorcycle? Huh? A motorcycle?
I'm positive I saw a motorcycle parked over there the other night. Around 10 p.m., I'm sure of it.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a nice looking bike. But, yeah, I'm guessing the rider was just, you know, making a pit stop.
A pit stop? Why there?
Bathroom break, kid. You ever seen a bike on the side of the road? The rider's probably taking a piss.
He's pretty confident about his interpretation.
I see it all the time. Nothing else to say except I'm dang sure the driver stopped there to pee.
So there was a motorcycle parked at the crime scene around 10 p.m. on the night of the murder. It's concerning, to say the least. And if the killer was riding a motorcycle, then they must have killed Aisuke there. I can't imagine transporting a body on a motorcycle. I think it's most likely that Aisuke was killed at the pump station, but why was a motorcycle parked there? Why would a motorcycle be parked there? Aisuke's body? No, it can't be. It's pretty dark out there by night, so if a motorcyclist were just passing by, it seems unlikely they'd notice Aisuke lying that far back from the road. Plus, wasn't the person who called in the murder there in the early morning? Yeah, maybe the driver's right after all. Say, so I gotta ask.
Why does it feel like I'm being interviewed by a detective?
Yeah.
I mean, you're in high school, right?
Well, I'm actually in a sort of detective club. We like to investigate anything strange that happens in town. Why didn't I just tell him I'm a PI? Oh well.
Hey, that sounds kind of fun.
Yeah, it's all fun and games. You didn't happen to see anything else the night before last, did you?
Nah, I don't think so. I suppose it's not what you're looking for, but I do have a story if you want to hear it.
Huh. Sure. Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Well, you know I told you that I got a call about a fare out at the bus stop? When they said there was a young man out there waiting for me, I got nervous.
What?
You see, you'd be surprised how often we get calls from...
Calls from who?
I don't know, like phantom calls from another world. You show up and no one's there. It's creepy.
Ah.
You're hanging out near where that boy was murdered, right? So yeah, if I had gotten a call to pick you up at night, I might have just faked being sick or something. I know, it's kind of unprofessional. Anyway, thought you might want to know. Sorry if I wasted your time. Alright, let's get you where you're going.
Sure.
Yo, I'm going to Ushio's house. Wanna come? He's got Basilisk Quest S4, doesn't he? Heck yeah, I'm in. Let's play some Basilisk.
Why did the sun change? Minami Dyson Junior High School. Why did we go here? Oh! Are we playing as Ayumi? Oh, that's actually really cool if we are.
Middle school boys are so energetic. I'm here to talk to kids at Minami Dyson and Junior High, where Isuke Sasaki was a student.
We're actually playing as somebody else! Wait up! I'm coming too! Why are you leaving without me? What?
Huh?
So cute.
Oh.
Excuse me, miss. Can I help you? What can Minami Dyson Junior High do for you?
Oh, hello.
We're actually playing as her. We even have a different colored book. This is actually really cool. We have to play as Ayumi this game. I like that. That's a little difference.
I need to focus on my investigation right now.
I want to do silly things with Ayumi. I want to call myself like, what the hell are you doing?
This is Surutake, a municipal Minami Dyson Junior High School. That is a mouthful and a half. Jeez, oh Pete. On the western side of Kofuku City.
Whew.
I know this kid's in junior high, but he looks pretty young. Maybe it's his first year?
School.
Seems like regular school building. I wonder if classes are regular too.
Bolton.
Looks like it has some sort of schedule of school events on it.
This is really cool that we get to play as her.
This is Surutake Municipal Minami Dyson Junior High School on the west side of Kofuku City.
Bag. Eager student.
What is it?
Hi. Are you sure? Your friends left without you.
Yeah, I'm okay. I should help people in need, right? I mean, that's what my mom says, and all my teachers.
Yes, that's so. Well, thank you. Not that I'm in need, necessarily. Okay, I'd like to ask you a few questions. Are you sure you're okay with that?
Yeah, ask me anything. I'll never say no to a nice woman. That's what my dad always says anyway. Anyway, I'm only in my first year here, but I know a lot. Ask away.
First year? Well, you seem like you got it figured out.
Like I said, I'll never say no to a nice woman.
Alright. Do you know about an Isuke?
Do you know about what happened to Isuke Sasaki?
Yeah, they told us yesterday at yesterday's morning assembly. I was shocked. He's actually dead, isn't he? Well, I heard he's a third year, and that's all I know. Sorry.
It's okay. Thanks for talking to me.
Any observations?
You're so cute, miss.
Oh, come on. You're flattering me.
No, you're super cute. All I know is that Isuke Sasaki was a third year and that he was killed.
His friends just went merrily on their way. Even though that something terrible's happened, it pretty much feels like a normal day around here. I wonder what the mood of the school overall is.
What's the school like right now?
I'm sorry if this is hard to talk about.
No, it's not that. It's just ow. I bit my tongue.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. So, what do you want to ask?
Have you noticed anything different or concerning at school since the incident with Isuke Sasaki?
Don't go out alone at night and stay away from the pump station. That's what the principal told us. I think everyone is leaving early today as well.
Okay.
Also, I have a few friends who commute to school on the bus that stops near a pump station. They said they were going to start riding their bikes instead.
I can see why. Be careful when you leave today.
Oh, I will.
Hmm.
And then, let's see. It's my first year, so I don't know much about the school. Sorry.
This kid seems like he's suddenly deflated.
You good, kid?
Hey, so
What?
what's wrong?
So, I know I said I know a lot, but I don't actually know anything about Isuke or the school, really. My dad's always telling me not to lie, no matter who I'm talking to. I'm sorry, miss.
Hey, you're being honest now. I appreciate it.
Also, I did try to think of everything that I could about Isuke. But the more I thought about it, the more scared I got. I started thinking about even kids my age can die. I started worrying that I might suddenly die, you know? It's so scary.
Oh. Oh dear. I'm really sorry that my questions brought up these kinds of feelings for you.
No, it's not your fault. Dude, what's taking so long? Hurry up! Yeah, hurry up if you're coming to Ushio's. We're the only ones who know where he lived. Oh, right. First one there gets the first run of Bathless Quest. Yeah. Who's that lady anyway? She's cute. Totally, almost as cute as Sayori.
Erps. Sayori. Yeah. Yeah.
No way, Sayori is definitely cuter. Bro, you got crushed, Sayori. Big time, you got bad. Shut up, I'll fight you.
How about junior high kids? I just can't relate. Maybe there are some kids I can talk to. Oh, some girls are approaching. They don't look like first year students. I should talk to them.
Hello.
Can we talk for a minute? My name's Ayumi, and I'm an assistant at Utsugi Detective Agency.
You're a detective?
This must be by Suke. That's right. I'm working on his case. If you don't mind, I have a few questions.
Whoa, like, you're interrogating me or something? Sure, I'll tell you everything I know.
Yeah, I hope this is okay.
Alright, let's talk.
My friends and I were classmates with Daisuke.
Oh, if they were in the same class, they may have some promising information.
He announced that he died at the morning assembly yesterday. I couldn't believe my ears.
Daisuke. Can I ask you what kind of person oh, sorry.
Can I ask you what kind of person Daisuke was like?
Yeah, he was always really positive and he had lots of friends, both boys and girls. He got good grades, he's kind. I just can't believe what happened.
I'm so sorry to ask questions about this. I'm sure it's painful to think about.
No, it's okay. I'm the class representative. I should be able to handle it. Everyone in his class is still talking about it a lot. We're all in shock. I guess the kids in the younger grades might not be as affected. I mean, it varies from kid to kid. Right? Come on, don't be sad. I know it's hard right now.
Observations?
Anyway, I could tell from the moment that I saw you, you were special, miss. I mean, being a detective is so cool.
Oh, you think so?
You agree, don't you?
Yeah, I guess. So, Daisuke was a bright, studious, and kind boy.
Yeah, he was. Everyone liked him.
Did you notice anything different or unusual about his behavior recently?
Nothing in particular. He was acting normally, right?
Yeah, he was. Business as usual. Can you think of anyone who was particularly close with Daisuke? I mean, he got along with everyone. He treated everyone like an equal. I wonder who it could be. I think it's just a normal school. Nothing special. Come to think of it. What, you remember something else? Yeah, I'm thinking of Megumi from the class next door. Oh! Suki's good friend, right? They go way back. Miss, I bet she knows something. Talk to Megumi Morimoto.
Can I ask about this Megumi?
What's Megumi like? Well, we're both class representatives, but for different classes, so I don't know her well. But she seems nice. Right? Yeah.
Well, let's call for Megumi.
She's not here. I think the girl on the left must be the more talkative of the two. I'd love to hear what the girl on the right has to say as well. How about you? Do you have anything you'd like to share? Me? We're here to help, Miss Detective. Come on, think. You should just go talk to Megumi yourself. Phew, I'm sharp as a tack today.
Wonder if Megumi's still here. Where is Megumi anyway?
I guess this is where the class representative comes in. What I mean is, I'll go get her, miss. Oh, hang on. She sure is energetic, huh? Yeah, sometimes a bit too energetic. I worry. But we have lots of fun together, so...
Would it be alright if I ask you a few more questions?
Okay.
Daisuke.
Aizuki was just like everyone says. Outgoing, friendly, he could light up any room on his own. When I think about the fact that he'll never sit in class with us again, it's just so sad.
What about the school?
The teachers are definitely also in shock.
Megumi?
I don't know Megumi that well.
Observations?
Oh, Is it okay to say... Actually, I heard a rumor about one of Aisuke's friends.
What kind of rumor?
I didn't want to make a big deal of it, so I just thought I'd keep it quiet. But if it helps you somehow... Yes, any information you have could be helpful. I'd love to hear it. Okay, so it's about a boy who was good friends with Daisuke. Sorry to keep you waiting. Oh, and I've got bad news. Megumi isn't here today. Sorry, miss.
I see.
Well, thanks for going out of your way to look for her. If anyone knows anything, it'd be her. What were you talking about while I was gone? Oh, just that rumor about Daisuke's friend. That rumor? Ah! Shh, not so loud. Yeah, that rumor just seems super important. You never disappoint. Nice work. Huh? Megumi's like really cute. It's probably not a big deal. Are you kidding? If I were a detective, I definitely want to hear the rumor. His friend. Yeah, that's right. I have to ask, can you share the super important rumor with me? Aren't you supposed to be a detective? Sorry, you should be able to figure it out without me even saying anything, right?
Out in the world?
I don't have enough information to do anything, so I guess I just don't know. That's what I thought. Here's the scoop. Daisuke was friends with a boy named Kenji. they both kind of had a crush on Megumi. At least that was the rumor. Oh? Oh? I think you mean Kohei, not Kenji. Kohei? Wait, do I have it wrong? Yeah. I always get Kenji and Kohei confused. Anyway, those two do look alike. But I can confirm that his name is Kohei Gucci. I see. Thank you very much. Oh no, it's almost time for cram school. You're right. Good luck with the investigation, Miss Detective. Solid for Isuke. Thank you. I'll do my best. I appreciate you taking the time to meet with me. Glad we can help. Good luck.
Hey kids, be extra careful on the way home, okay? Don't go anywhere near the pump station on the principal's orders. Even though some will have to go near it at some point, we do need the pump station, I suppose.
Yeah, Basachi. See you later, Basachi. Basachi?
Glad you kids are well. Anyhow, nothing to be afraid of if we play it safe, right?
Of course, Mr. Fukuyama. See you.
Wonderful you use my real name. See you all tomorrow.
Fukuyama? His voice is so familiar.
Huh? Tachibana?
Are you familiar? By any chance, are you the Fukuyama I know from Naginata Club?
That's me! Oh, I can't believe you remember me from junior high. How fun! I knew it was you, Tachibana. You are Tachibana, right? Ayumi Tachibana. I never imagined. It's been way too long, right? Good old Tachibana.
Well, he sure hasn't changed. Still gets way too close when he's talking to you.
So, what are you doing here anyway?
Well, I'm actually an assistant detective.
Is that right? Tachibana the crime solver. That's great. Do they let you carry a Naginata or?
Take a guess, gamer.
His full name is Tsubasa Fukuyama. Oh, the name Basachi is based on his first name. That's cute.
Call somebody. That suck.
Wait, what are you doing here?
I'm actually a teacher now. I've just been assigned this week to the school.
Ah, I see.
You must be investigating Isuke Sasaki's murder, right? Let me help you.
I'm so sorry to hear about Isuke.
It's just such a tragedy. A junior high kid losing his life so young. It's beyond sad. I'd like to tell the killer that I hate him straight to his face, and I want Isuke back. I think everyone here at Minami Dyson Junior High School feels about the same. Hopefully the kids you were just talking to helped with the investigation some.
They did. They gave me lots of info.
They're so brave. To be dealing with the trauma and still able to help a detective.
They were doing alright, though. One thing they emphasized was how popular Isuke was with everyone. I also heard about some of his good friends.
I see.
Like Megumi Morimoto.
Oh?
And also Kohei Tagiguchi.
I see.
Can I ask you a few questions about them?
Yeah, of course. Ask me anything.
Great, thanks Fukuyama. Oh, excuse me for a moment. It's from Kaden. Sorry, I can't leave now. It would be bad timing.
Phone was ringing. Shouldn't you have answered?
Ow. No, it's okay. I'm talking to you right now.
Help me!
Sorry, Tachibana. I know I said you could ask me anything, but I don't really know anything about the case. So I'm afraid I might not be of much help. Besides, I was a nice kid's homeroom teacher, so I didn't actually know him very well.
Ah.
Even though Isuke wasn't in my class, he was one of our precious, irreplaceable students. Please, let me know if there's anything I can do to help you solve the case.
What about the school?
The kids do a lot of learning here, that's for sure. By the time they leave, they hopefully understand what it takes to be an upstanding citizen in the world. Of course, the other thing about school, we teachers learn a lot from our students. My students are always reminding me about what's important in life. Everyone grows at school, you see? That's how I spend my days, Tachibana. Sometimes at school, the teachers are the students are the teachers, and the teachers are the students.
Megumi.
You know a student named Megumi Morimoto?
Megumi Morimoto? Is that what you said?
Yeah. Some of the kids said that she was good friends with Aisuke.
Oh, I didn't know that.
She suddenly seems uncomfortable.
So yes, Megumi is a student in my class, and she's our class representative.
Do you struggle with her name there?
Come to think of it, she's absent today. I'm sure this has all been traumatizing for her. Yes, I'm sure that's it. I can't imagine.
Oh, I see what's going on. You're afraid that she's gone killed. I get it now.
This whole thing with Daisuke must have traumatized her. Yeah, that's definitely what's going on.
Do you know a student named Kohei?
Kohei? Oh, Kohei Takiguchi. Yeah, he's in my class.
I heard that he was also good friends with Aisuke.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Kohei's a very quiet, serious student. He must be heartbroken. I'm sure he could use some emotional support right now.
Any observations?
This whole incident has made me realize that I'm helpless to protect these kids, even as a teacher. So Tachibana,
Yes?
I'm just a helpless teacher who can't even protect my students. But if I had the opportunity to save one of them from something tragic like what happened to Aisuke, I'd gladly give my own life.
His heart's in the right place. I think being a teacher is a good fit for him.
It's a shame.
So Fukuyama just became a teacher. That makes sense. He seemed dedicated and enthusiastic about it. But still, I can't but wonder about his reaction when I brought Megumi Morimoto.
Huh? Yeah, Megumi Morimoto is... Oh no. I'm sorry, Tachibana. I have a staff meeting right now and I'm running late. I should go.
That's okay. Thank you for all your help, Fukuyama.
It's the least I can do. I wish I could help more.
Well, the information you provided has been helpful. But this investigation is only getting started. And I'm going to be seeing it through. So I'm hoping you'll continue to cooperate with the investigation and help us solve the case quickly. Can I count on your continued support?
Yes, of course, Tachibana. I'm happy to help.
That's great. Thank you.
See you later, Tachibana.
After talking to some of the kids, I learned what it was, well, if that's what I was like as a junior high student. Seems like Fukuyama's struggling to cope with what happened, but I'm sure he'll be okay. I should probably head back to the office soon. I wonder if Kane's there yet.
Me.
He's on the move right now. Hello? You've reached the
It's me. Mr. Tsugi. Probably busy. All right, let's head back. Oh, what?
Hey, Tachibana, I should get your contact info. If I hear anything from the students, I can share it with you.
What happened to that staff meeting?
I'll let you know the moment if I have any news. Or would that be a bother?
No, not at all. Here's my cell phone number.
Thank you, Tachibana. And here's my number just in case. I'll never forgive the person who did this. Vow to help in any way that I can.
Yes, I hear you.
And I'll see you again tomorrow. I'll keep my promise, Tachibana.
Yes, of course. I'm counting on you.
Be careful on your way home!
It's Tsugi Detective Agency. Hey. Hello, I'm back.
Welcome back, Kane. I just got back too.
Good to see you both. How'd it go? What information were you able to uncover?
Well, I found out that the police withheld the info about the paper bags 18 years ago to avoid provoking the public.
So they were worried about a copycat killer. I can see how that would have muddled the investigation.
I also learned about a missing person who knew the first victim. They found a lot of blood in his apartment.
Interesting. Seems a likely suspect, but also possible that they were involved in some unrelated trouble.
And last but not least, when I was investigating the crime scene, I spoke with a witness, the cab driver who brought me here. Saw a motorcycle parked near the scene of the crime.
Motorcycle, huh?
I wonder if Mr. Tsugi knows about the disappearance of Makoto Kuze. Were you aware of that a young boy also went missing around the time of the killings 18 years ago?
Yes, it was Makoto Kuze, Detective Kuze's brother.
Okay, I'm glad you already knew about that wrinkle.
I was actually working with the police at that time as well.
I see.
Inspector Kamada was overwhelmed with the serial murder, so he asked me to help with the missing person case. Of course, there was some speculation that the two were related.
I see. Let's also open up the notebook to see what new info we've gleaned so far. Aisuke. 1 hour after his estimated time of death, a taxi driver saw a motorcycle parked near the scene of the crime. Shinsuke Utsugi. He assisted the police in their investigation of Makoto Kuze's disappearance 18 years ago. Others. Cab driver. The cab driver who picked up Kane from the bus stop behind Minami Daisan Junior High. About an hour after Aisuke's estimated time of death, he witnessed a motorcycle stopped near that scene of a crime. He claims that taxis sometimes get ride requests from things not of this world.
Story goes that he went looking for his sister Junko, who hadn't come home. He was never seen again.
What? Wait, so what happened to Junko? I mean, Detective Kuze?
She came back alone, but she looked pretty shaken up to me.
Shaken up, you say?
I was curious and went back to visit Junko again another day. That time, well, she didn't say a word. After that, she refused to even see me when I visited. Believe it or not, yesterday was the first time I've seen her since then.
Ah.
I'm afraid that's all there is to that story. Now, let's hear what Ayumi found.
Ayumi! Ayumi, please, go ahead. Sure. Well, I went to investigate Minami Daisan Junior High School, Aisuke School. I asked around, and it sounds like Aisuke was bright, popular, and got good grades. Of course, the students were shocked by his death. They said nothing unusual had been going on. Also, speaking with Aisuke, he seems to have been especially close with students Megumi Morimoto and Kohei Takiguchi. I spoke with Fukuyama, both students' homeroom teacher, as well. Fukuyama was actually my senpai back when I was in the Naginata Club in junior high.
Huh.
Oh, really?
Aisuke is in a different class, but Fukuyama still promised to help the investigation.
That's great, Ayumi.
Thanks. Yeah, it was a pleasant surprise.
Well, I'd like to hear you both review the evidence you've gathered today. Your insights will be of great value to the overall investigation.
Save the game. Books. Hello. Nani? Let's review. Why don't I start with the serial killings 18 years ago? I uncovered some info about Detective Kuze's brother, Makoto Kuze. We can't be sure if he had anything to do with the killings quite yet, I don't think. We can't yet be sure if he had anything to do with the killings.
Sounds right to me.
Yes, but unfortunately, that's not saying much, and we know even less. It is true that the murder stopped after Makoto disappeared. I am curious about that.
Next, here's what we know about the ties between Aisuke's case and the killings from 18 years ago. Aisuke's case and the killings from 18 years ago. I don't think we can be sure if there's any connection yet. I feel like there are too many open spots for that. We can't be sure if there's any connection between this murder and the ones 18 years ago.
That's right. Without evidence, we can't point to any kind of connection just yet. However, there is one thing we can deduce.
I see. You're suggesting the killer was likely imitating... I see. I assume they want me to say Emio.
Yeah, that's right. I think we should consider it a valid hypothesis. Well, all in all, I'm impressed with your reasoning.
Play cool there, but don't call me out just yet. I could still solve the case.
As we proceed with the investigation, I'd like you to take a look at the Kuze siblings, Caden. I have a feeling that Makoto Kuze's disappearance is relevant somehow.
Understood.
As for you, Ayumi, can you see if you can get more info from the folks at Minami Daisen Junior High?
I'm on it. What about you, Mr. Itsugi?
I'm going to dig into the Emio legend a bit more. There's something about the smiling man I want to confirm. I may be occupied for quite a while.
Mr. Itsugi marches to the beat of his own drum. So, your old senpai is a teacher at the school, huh? It's great they have that connection there.
Yeah, that's right. Fukuyama even came to watch our club after graduation.
Sounds like a good mentor.
Totally, but boys weren't allowed to be part of the Naginata club at his high school.
Oh, your senpai's a man.
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah, also, we exchanged numbers so he can let me know if he learns anything useful.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Is something wrong? You suddenly got weird about this.
No, it's nothing.
Okay, if you say so.
What are you doing? Main character, what are you doing? Chapter 3. The Language of Flowers. Yukariko Village. Where am I? According to Mr. Utsugi's directions, the house where the Kuze siblings live should be around here. Maybe I should ask for different directions. I'm gonna call people. Wait, why won't it turn on? I think you just pushed... Ah, the battery's dead! I guess I forgot to charge it. I should remember to do that when I get back. I wonder if anybody's here. I don't see anybody. Truck. There's a truck parked here. Someone around? Oh, the guy just spread out of the field like he was planted there. I guess he was just crouching down. Huh. I should go talk to him. Where did you come from, man? I don't see anyone in the greenhouse. Man doing farm work. Sir! Excuse me, do you have a moment?
Ah, what do you want? What do you want?
Excuse me, do you know the way to the Kuze residence?
A Kuze place, eh? Shoot, sonny. Just go straight down that dirt road and head toward the mountains. Try the other road, can't miss it.
Got it, thank you very much. Straight down the road, huh? Let's get there ASAP. Thank you, sir. Detective Kuze's family home. Also at the end of the road. Must be this one. Ow. This must be the house where the Kuze siblings lived. Battery dead. It's quiet and peaceful. Doesn't seem like anyone's around. Nameplates have been removed. Can't say for sure this was Detective Kuzei's home. Nothing in the mailbox. Grass. Overgrown. No one's done any yard work in a long time. Bend up. Not cracked, but it's pretty dirty and hard to see through. Doesn't seem like anyone's here. No one to ask. Maybe it's worth a shot. Hello! Hey, anyone home? Guess it's empty, just like I thought. This place is vacant? Rainwater accumulating. Don't think it's frosted. Oh, grasshopper. Don't chase after it. Professional detectives don't do that sort of thing. Give in to your urges. Chase it, chase it, chase it, chase it. Old clothesline. Think I've gone over everything. Maybe the place is vacant. Doesn't look like anyone's here. Maybe I should come back later. Oh, maybe Mr. Utsugi would know something. It's a good thought, but the battery's dead. What to do? Maybe I should go back and talk to that person again. Do.
What are you doing here?
Oh, hi there. Oh, you scared me. Sorry, you are?
Name's Sam. I live next door.
Hello.
What is it?
Sorry, I didn't see anyone in the house.
Yeah, no one lives there, so no matter how much you shout, no one's coming out.
Just like I suspected. I see. But this was the Kuzei residence, wasn't it?
Sure it was. Like I said, no one lives here anymore.
Is it okay if I ask you a few questions?
Sure, but you a friend of Junko's or something?
Oh no, I'm a private... Wait, maybe I don't want to get back to Detective Kuzei that I was snipping around here. She might yell at me. What do I do? I'll be honest. I don't think it's going to be good if I conceal my identity. I can handle a little yelling. I'll be honest and reveal my identity.
You what now?
Private detective. I'm an investigator.
A detective?
Uh-oh.
So you must know Junko.
Oh, yes. Yes, I do.
Great, you must be some kind of great detective too, huh? I gotcha.
I mean, we aren't, but... You mentioned earlier that the house was vacant. How long has it been that way?
Let's see. I think it's been about 2 years. Junko went off to be a detective and left the village. And Yoshi doesn't live here anymore. Neither does Makoto. So yeah, no one's around.
Who's Yoshi? Kazami Kuzei's mother, and Makoto is Detective Kuzei's brother, of course. Who's Yoshi? Sorry, who's Yoshi?
Ah, she's Makoto and Junko's grandma.
Ah, Detective Kuzei's grandmother. I see.
She was lovely. Just a kind person who took very good care of her grandkids. Really loved her two grandkids.
What were Junko and Makoto like as kids? You know, brother and sister-wise.
Let me think. Junko, she always acted more like the big sister than the little one.
I can imagine.
Yep, you know what I mean. They got along very well as siblings. Those two kids, Makoto and Junko, lost their parents in an accident when they were young. So their grandparents, Mr. and Mrs. Kuzei, took them in. They all lived right here in the village.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Mr. and Mrs. Kuzei were real generous to take care of the kids like that. Thanks to them, Makoto and Junko had pretty normal childhoods, and they grew up healthy and strong. They were good kids.
Any observations?
I thought I heard yelling, so I came over to check it out. Imagine my surprise to find a youngster like you.
Youngster? I mean, I'm 19.
Healthy kids and happy.
Let's keep asking.
Anyway, after Junko left home, it was just Yoshi and her husband living here. And he passed away about 2 years ago now. Because he left soon after.
Was that so?
Yoshi really raised those kids right, especially considering how they lost their parents.
Where's Yoshi now?
She lives in a retirement home in the village. Junko didn't want her living alone, so it was her idea.
So that explains why the family house is empty.
That's right. They're actually going to be tearing this house down pretty soon.
Oh, I see.
Maybe Mako will come back one day. I'm sure he'd love to see his place again.
The house is gonna be torn down.
It'll be sad when their house isn't there anymore.
Hmm. The Kuze family home seems to be empty, but I'm sure it's filled with memories. I wonder if Detective Kuze would be sad if she saw it like this.
Hmm? What are you doing here anyway? Interested in the Kuze family home?
Yeah, in a sense.
I hear you. Every so often I'd come back to check the place myself. Just curiosity, you know? Vacant houses have a way of falling to pieces pretty quickly if you don't tend to them. But you know that.
I didn't, but...
By the way,
What's up?
I think it was 3 days ago. Yeah, I was on my way home from a meeting and I saw a lion in the house here. No one's supposed to be in there. I was curious about what was going on, so I went to check it out. That's when Junko walked out of the door.
So Detective Kuze was here 3 days ago.
Junko said she just came by to see if she had left anything behind that she might need. See, because the house is getting torn down soon. She felt bad that it would be a disturbance. Poor girl, she just kept apologizing. Of course, I invited her to see. I hadn't seen her in ages. She said she couldn't. She had to work extra early in the next day and all that, you know? Yeah, I can't believe she's a detective now. She's all grown up.
About Kuze.
She looks just like detectives you see on TV. Guess she's all grown up.
Longtime friend of Megumi Morimoto, a student from our class. Seems to be also good friends with a male student named Kohei Takiguchi. There's also a rumor that both he and Kohei were interested in Megumi romantically. It seems like he was on good terms with Isuke, but there are rumors that the two of them fought over Megumi. Kohei is a classmate of Megumi's with the same homeroom teacher, Tsubasa Fukuyama. He lives in the Yukariko village next to the Kuze family home. He knows that Junko Kuze became a detective and that Makoto Kuze is missing. On the day Isuke died, he met with Detective Kuze at the former Kuze family home, which is set to be demolished soon. He feels that Makoto's disappearance is somewhat connected to the Isuke Sasaki case. Seems he'll be out for a while investigating the urban legend of the Smiling Man. According to Utsugi, Makoto disappeared after going to look for Junko when she didn't return home on time. Makoto and Junko lost their parents at a young age and were taken in by grandparents in Yukariko village. Megumi Morimoto, third year Minami Daisen Junior High. She's been friends with Isuke Sasaki since childhood, where serves as class representative, has been absent from school since the day Isuke's body was discovered, and she's classmates with Kohei Takiguchi and their homeroom teacher is Tsubasa Fukuyama. Ayumi senpai back when the two of and were in Naginata Club in junior high. Nicknamed Basachi by some students, he's a teacher at Minami Daisen Junior High School. He wasn't Isuke's homeroom teacher. He's Megumi Morimoto and Kohei Takiguchi's homeroom teacher, and Mr. Fukuyama became fidgety and acted suspicious when Megumi's name was brought up. Grandmother took Junko Kuze and Makoto Kuze. Along with her husband, she took in and raised both Junko and Makoto, who had lost their parents. Reunited with Mr. Fukuyama, a senpai from the Naginata Club at their junior high school. Knows a lot, learned about Isuke's death at the morning assembly. He was told by the school not to go out at night alone and to avoid the pump station. Classmate of Isuke's, learned about Isuke's death at the morning assembly. Told me some gossip about Isuke, Megumi, and Kohei. Female classmates, learned about Isuke's death. Class representative. Doesn't seem to know much about Megumi, even though Megumi is also a class representative. And then Junko. Older brother named Makoto, who disappeared 18 years ago. Detective Kuze is a strict and thorough detective, but according to coworker, pushed herself too hard, current work partner. According to Mr. Utsugi, when Makoto disappeared, Junko returned home in a terrified state. She and Makoto lost their parents at a young age and were being raised by grandparents in Yukariko village. The house they used to live in has been vacant for 2 years and appears to be set for demolition. On the day Isuke died, Detective Kuze returned to Yukariko village. I don't think I have any more questions. Maybe it's time I can go see if I can talk to Detective Kuze's grandmother. Simon might know which retirement home Yoshi went to. Let's ask. Which retirement home is Yoshi living in?
Let's see, I'm pretty sure it's called Yukariko Relax. Yeah, that's it.
Yukariko Relax. Great, thank you.
It's a nice name, and I hear the place lives up to it. It's just a little ways up the mountain path if you're looking for it.
Okay, let's travel. Thanks for all the info. I appreciate it. I'm gonna go see if I can talk to Yoshi.
Okay. Tell Yoshi I said hello. Oh, before you go.
Huh? What's up? Hmm?
I got something for you.
Eggplant?
Take this.
Bag. Oh, that's a lot of eggplants.
Grew these baby myself. They're delicious. It ain't much, but I want you to have them.
So many eggplants.
See, Makoto was a big fan of eggplant.
Oh, I didn't know that. Thank you very much. I'll gladly take these. I already got the plants.
It's just as good as Asazuke or eggplant Dengaku. Just stew it up, you'll see.
Alright, let's move. I'm off to Yukariko Relax, but thank you so much for the delicious eggplants.
Safe travels.
3 days ago, 8:19 p.m., the Kuze house. Huh? This seems terrifying. Aww. Oh, bunny. Hmm. All gone. Hmm? 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 Um... You really just gonna leave me on a cliffhanger like that? Damn it. Finally, I'm here. Funny how far Ayama's idea of a little way turned out to be. Meanwhile, I'm lugging enough eggplants to feed an army and hiking up a mountain. Wait, this says relaxed view Kariko Village. That's not exactly what Toyama said, but I must be in the right place. Tsuyoshi Kuze. I wonder what Detective Kuze's grammar will be like.
Hi. Hello.
The reception counter is quite grand. Ugh. Caregiver. Staff member at this facility, maybe a caregiver. Hello. They seem happy. Detective Kuse's grandmother, Yoshi, supposedly lives in this retirement home. Hello,
Excuse me, are you here to visit a family member?
no, not exactly.
So you're not a family member?
I'd like to have a word with one of the residents here.
Do you have an appointment? I'm afraid I don't see anything in the records.
No, sorry, I don't have an appointment.
No? Oh. Well, I'm very sorry, but this facility has a policy against allowing visitors without a prior appointment. So I'm afraid I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
What? Hmm.
What?
I was actually half expecting to say that that's what I had to do. Looks suspicious to me. I honestly don't blame her. Look at this notebook. Number of old folks chatting amicably. Guess you can't show up for for a visit unless you're family. Sorry I didn't make an appointment. I'll come back another time.
Thank you for understanding. Just be sure to let the resident know the next time you'd like to visit, and I'll make an appointment.
Will do, ma'am. I'll be on my way. Maybe I should contact Yoshi and make an actual appointment for a visit. Wait, how would I even do that? There's no way for me to set up an appointment. Maybe I should ask Detective Kuze for help. What am I thinking? That's a terrible idea. Yoshi Kuze here. So lonely out here. No, I'll just feel lonely again. There's no way I'm gonna ask her. If I can't come up with a way to make an appointment, I may not be able to talk with Miss Kuze at all. With that in mind, I need to try talking to the receptionist again.
Oh, I thought you had left. I'm sorry, but you'll have to leave.
I know it's a rule, but I'm actually from the Utsugi Detective Agency, and I have some questions for Yoshi Kuze.
You're a detective.
Yes, and I would have made an appointment, but I'm not acquainted with Mrs. Kuze. Is there anything we can do here?
I'm sorry, but rules are rules. We can't accommodate anyone without an appointment.
And I can't make an appointment. Could you call Yoshi Kuze?
Excuse me.
You know, I'd just like to say hello real quick and then make an appointment. I think she'd be happy to see me.
I'm afraid it's not possible. Like I already said, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
I knew this wouldn't work. I feel like I'm starting to make a scene.
You will not see Miss Kuze without an appointment. You can't call Miss Kuze here.
Our woman is looking at me. Madam? Oops, I made eye contact.
Hi. Who are you? Can I help you?
Oh no, it's...
Hey, Miss Yoshi, remember, we must interact with strangers.
Is this Miss Kuze? Excuse me, are you Yoshi Kuze?
Why, yes, I am. Yoshi! Oh, don't worry, this young man is harmless.
She seems kind. Feels like I'm talking to Grandma Sawako.
Oh my goodness, what's wrong? You suddenly look so sad. You have a tummy ache.
No, I'm fine.
So you are?
I'm from the Itsuki Detective Agency, and I came here to speak with you.
Oh my, a detective. Well, how can I help you? Miss Yoshi, is this against the rules? This young man seems like he's in some sort of trouble.
I'm so sorry for the inconvenience.
Alright, since Miss Yoshi's okay with it, I'll allow the visit, but don't make a habit of this, okay?
Yes, thank you.
Feel free to enter the facility.
Thank goodness. That worked out perfectly.
Did you walk all the way here from the village? You must be exhausted. So, what can I do for you, detective?
I feel kind of bad for what I'm gonna be doing. Can I charge my phone? Outside. It's actually nice to spend some time in a peaceful place like this. Vase. Flowers are beautiful. Yoshi. Definitely elderly, but sturdy. Raising those grandkids must have toughened her up. Save the game. Alright, let's talk. I hope this doesn't offend you, but I have to ask some tough questions. Can we talk about your grandson Makoto's disappearance 18 years ago?
Why are you asking?
I'm investigating a case that may have a connection.
Oh, and Makoto's disappearances. I see.
Let's just start with anything you remember about it.
Let me ask you one thing.
Of course.
Does Junko know you're here?
I'll be honest. No, I haven't told her.
I suspected not. She wouldn't have wanted you to speak with me.
She knows her granddaughter well.
I understand. Well, I'm not sure if I can help, but I'll tell you what I can.
I think being honest is going to be our best bet moving forward.
It was July 1st, 18 years ago, Junko's 9th birthday. We wanted to make it as special as we could, so my husband and I were out shopping for a gift. We must have gotten carried away. We were gone far longer than we expected. We didn't get home until after 7 p.m., and when we did return, there weren't any lights on in the house. Junko? Makoto? Where are you two? What is it? What's wrong? Oh,
Flowers.
we found Makoto sitting in the darkened tea room, staring vacantly, and all around. There were purple flower petals scattered all over the place.
Purple flower petals.
I tried to find out what was going on, but Makoto wouldn't say a word. Then my husband said,
Hey, where's Junko? I can't find Junko anywhere. Makoto, where's Junko? Hey, Makoto!
when Makoto heard Junko's name, he rushed out of the house. We were in shock, but we waited patiently for the two of them to come back. They didn't return. At around 9 p.m., we called the police, and shortly after that, I heard the front door slide open. I thought, thank goodness they're back. So we rushed to the front door to greet them. But instead, Junko was the only one there. She had returned without Makoto in tears. When I asked about Makoto, she just cried harder and wouldn't speak. The police eventually showed up and tried to speak to Junko, but she wouldn't say anything. Later that night, we searched far and wide for Makoto. Neighbors and police helped us comb the entire village, but
Long gone.
we couldn't find him anywhere. And we never seen him since.
Oh.
Shut up, controller.
Kuze siblings. A neighbor I spoke with said that Makoto and Junko were very close as brother and sister. So what could have happened that day to separate such tight-knit siblings? If I had to take a guess, I think I can see my assumption right here. It has something to do with those flowers, doesn't it? Maybe it's just a painful memory she doesn't want to relive. She stopped talking for now. Is she looking at my plastic bag?
What's that you brought with you?
Oh, this? One of the villagers gave it to me.
I see. My grandkids loved eggplants, especially Makoto.
That's what I heard.
Will you listen to another little story?
I'd love to, please. Makoto.
Makoto was just a quiet, honest, and kind-hearted boy. He smiled all the time, even if a friend was teasing him. And he never got angry. He was a sweet brother to Junko. Junko used to be annoyed that Makoto never seemed to get angry. She'd get angry on his behalf sometimes. She'd say, "Who's going to protect you, big brother? It's me. I've got to do it since you won't protect yourself." I can almost hear it.
No.
She always said she would protect her big brother. You got those eggplants from Tayama, didn't you? He was one of those big brothers who sort of let his younger sister call the shots, but deep down he knew she was his little sister. She was so adorable. And even as feisty as Junko was, I'm sure she looked up to him as a big brother. Even when he seemed a bit soft. He was always protecting her. When it came to Junko, it's almost like Makoto was a different person. He was usually so timid, he was scared of the dark country roads at night. In fact, he didn't want to leave the house after dark, at least until the day he disappeared. One night, when Junko suddenly came down with a high fever, Makoto ran to the hospital by himself in the middle of the night to alert the doctor. Can you imagine how the doctor reacted? He couldn't believe Makoto had done that. And Makoto actually stayed up that whole night watching over Junko. Junko and Makoto's parents died in a terrible accident. Oh, but Junko was still just a baby. She cried all the time, even after coming to the village. It must have been so hard. She couldn't have the love she needed from her parents.
I see.
Junko did cry a lot. Makoto would watch over his sister with a smile on his face, not saying a word. Sometimes Junko would tease him and ask him if he was sad, but Makoto would just say, "I could never be sad with you as little sister." That's what he always said.
Junko?
Some nights after Junko went to sleep, I noticed that Makoto would cry alone. He never showed that sort of emotion in front of us. He was usually all smiles. The poor boy had helped heal and nurture Junko. Those precious kids. They're both irreplaceable.
Anything more? So young Detective Kuze and her brother Makoto had a strong bond as children. It sounds like they were happy as a brother and sister can be. So what could have happened between them on that day 18 years ago? That piece of the puzzle is still missing. There must have been something to trigger their actions that day. Again, the thing I have to think is the flowers. Purple flowers.
Say,
Yes?
have you ever seen an eggplant flower?
A what? I don't know. No? I wonder if the scattered flower petals she mentioned could have been...
Well, they have very pretty purple flowers. A shade of purple just like Junko's favorite.
Eggplant flowers.
On the night that Makoto disappeared, Junko finally calmed down and spoke with me. She explained what happened and why there were eggplant flowers petals everywhere. Back then, my husband and I were avid gardeners. We made wonderful meals from our vegetable garden. Naturally, the kids took an interest, especially when they tasted how delicious everything was. Junko started saying, I want to grow vegetables too. I asked her what kind of vegetables she was most interested in growing, and she said, eggplants, because my brother loves them so much. Let's grow some for his birthday as a surprise. She was just so adorable. Anyway, we thought she could manage some eggplants, so we staked out a small plot in the backyard. We figured Makoto wouldn't find it because he hated the bugs back there. It was going to be a secret. The plan was to harvest in July, which was when both kids had their birthdays. And Junko looked after them every day. She was almost egging on the eggplants to grow. Junko was a terrific gardener, and the eggplants grew up nicely with lots of blooming flowers. She was just overjoyed. She'd ask me every day when we could finally harvest them. When I told her that I would be around the time of Makoto's birthday, she was overjoyed. She was so excited she didn't realize that the flowers were going to bloom on her birthday. So she came home from school that day.
Oh, I see.
Hey, Mom!
They're already picked. Hey, Junko! Guess what? I have a present for you! I think I see what's happening. He didn't realize that it was for him. So what he did, he realized it was going to be her birthday. And he picked those flowers to give to her.
A present? What for?
It's your birthday! And I got some flowers in your favorite shade of purple. Happy birthday.
But are those...
I know it's not much, but I really thought you'd like them. And they were just in our backyard. Can you believe it? It's so beautiful and in full bloom. Yep.
I know his heart was in the right place. Oh, what he had done.
Yep.
Those are eggplant flowers. You idiot! I was growing those. Plant them for you. I've been taking them for months and...
What?
I hate you. I should just go away.
I see. And that's why. Junko.
That's how Junko remembers it.
And that explains why I think I get then what might have happened in some ways. After hearing the grandpa come back and say that Junko's suddenly missing, Makoto probably realized, oh crap, she's like lost and probably ran out to go find her. But it sounds like something must have happened between then and there. That caused him to go missing. So that's what happened 18 years ago. It's strange though. I'm thinking back to the Smiling Man now. They said that the Smiling Man's killing stopped after the paper bag killing stopped after Makoto went missing. But why? It must have been traumatizing for Junko to have lost her brother like that after such an intense fight. I'm sure she took it hard. She probably blamed herself. And poor Makoto. It's upset his sister so much when he only ever wanted to make her happy. The whole incident sounds like it was a shock. What an irony that their love for each other is what ultimately tore them apart. So sad. Let's hear what Yoshi has to say.
Junko was so depressed after the incident. She cried and cried, feeling like it was all her fault. I tried to think of ways to cheer her up. I don't know if it made a difference, but at one point I helped her press some of the flowers into bookmarks. I told her that we'd keep them as good luck charms. Maybe they would help bring Makoto back one day. I repeated that again and again, almost like a mantra. Since then, we've both carried ours everywhere. Junko especially treasures hers. Yoshi, dinner will be ready soon. Oh, already? Well, time flies when you get chatting, doesn't it?
I've heard lots of stories. It's probably time for me to head out.
I think I've told you just about everything. I hope it helps you at least a little bit.
Yes, I mean... Really, you shared much more than I expected.
Is that so? Oh, I wonder if Junko will be upset.
Uh-oh.
Oh, don't be nervous. I won't tell her.
He gets it.
Time flies when you're chatting.
Time for me to go. Time to call it a day. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me today. I hope I haven't overstayed.
Don't be silly. I haven't spoken to anyone but Junko or Makoto in a long time. It was a pleasure. Just one more thing, Mr. Detective. Do you know what eggplant flowers represent?
No, I'm afraid I don't.
Well, they represent happiness, truth, and hope.
Happiness, truth, and hope. That's lovely. Thank you for sharing.
Junko taught me about that, believe it or not. She clings to the hope that if we hold on to the pressed flower bookmarks, one day Makoto will come back. I guess we both cling on to that hope, actually. Now, today, our detective with a bag of eggplants came to talk to me about Makoto. It feels like fate. Anyhow, I guess that's why I felt like I ought to tell you the whole story. Can't explain it, but I have a gut feeling that you'll be the one to finally reunite Junko and Makoto.
I hope I can.
Well, if you need any more information, please feel free to come back anytime.
Thank you. I will. I'll get going now. Here's hoping we can help him. Back to the agency. Hello, I'm back. Wait, what? Thanks for all your hard work today. Let's get after it again tomorrow, Ayumi. Has Ayumi gone home already? Well, it's late, but I should probably wrap up today's investigation. Let's review. Detective Kuze and her brother lost their parents at a young age and were raised by the grandparents. The grandmother, Yoshi, helped make sure they were raised in a loving environment in the village. Sounds like they formed a close and supportive family. But something terrible happened on Junko's 9th birthday. Junko ran out of the house in tears because Makoto picked up the eggplant flowers. Yeah, she was upset because she had been carefully growing the eggplants for him. When he realized that he had ruined the surprise gift of eggplants that Junko had been growing, Makoto was stunned and didn't notice that Junko had run off. Eventually, he realized that she was gone, so he left home in search of his sister, and he never returned. When Junko returned, still in tears, she said that she thought it was her fault Makoto was gone. I'm still missing details about what happened while they were away, and why she returned alone. I've got to reveal a bit more of this puzzle. And I think I'll have to suck it up and speak with Detective Kuze herself. Of course, even if I have the courage, I doubt she'd be willing to give me the whole story. Oh, right. After the fact, Junko was obviously upset, and Yoshi tried to cheer her up. Yoshi said that they crafted something to get her, right? What was it that they made? Select a keyword. Bookmark containing a pressed eggplant flower. Yeah, bookmarks with pressed eggplant flowers. Sounds like both Detective Kuze and Yoshi each still carry one of the bookmarks around with them. And Yoshi told me that the eggplant flowers represent happiness, truth, and hope. Given that symbolism in mind, I wonder if Juko was inspired to become a detective because she believed her brother was still out there. Eventually, Juko grew up and moved away. A few years later, after Yoshi's husband passed, Yoshi moved to a retirement home called Relaxed Yukariko Village. So for now, the Kuze family home is vacant, but the house will be demolished soon. House will be demolished soon. Yeah, that's right. And Detective Kuze stopped by recently for a final check of sorts. Must have been 3 days ago, or one day before Aisuke Sasaki's body was found. Wait, didn't Detective Kuze tell the neighbor that she had to get going because she'd be working early the next morning? But does that mean she's such a good detective that she knew there'd be a murder? No, that'd be crazy. I think I did pretty well today, if I do say so myself. I feel like patting myself on the back. Now, I need to decide on a plan for tomorrow. I'm too tired right now. Let's talk with Ayumi first thing in the morning and decide. Oh shoot, I almost forgot to charge my cell phone. Gotta be sure to do it now. Why would Kuze suddenly know about the murder happening the next morning? Chapter 4. A Suspect. Good morning. Sorry I'm late. Oh, Ayumi's not even here. Is she out investigating? Oh! My cell phone's ringing. Hello? Yes, hello?
Hey, Caden. Late night for you yesterday?
It was, yeah, but I learned quite a bit.
Oh, really? I'd love to hear all about it.
That's great, because I can't wait to tell you all about it. Where are you?
Oh, sorry. I'm actually supposed to meet with Mr. Fukuyama this afternoon.
Mr. Fukuyama? Oh, right.
He said that he talked to some more kids at the school, so I'm hoping he'd come up with something promising. Maybe a lead? I'm getting my hopes up.
Yeah, I hear ya.
Where are you going to investigate today?
I think I'll go to the library archives and look up how they covered those murders 18 years ago.
Sounds good. Stay safe. Bye.
Thanks, Ayumi. You stay safe too. Oh, and say hello to Mr. Fukuyama for... Oh, she hung up. You dare hang up on me? Answer and hang up properly. Did
you forget something?
No, nothing like that. Anyway, stay safe out there.
Yeah. Thanks. I'll see you later.
Stay safe was just what I said earlier. Keep calling her. Mr. Tsugi! Okay, how's your investigation going? Well, I'm still a bit anxious and I'm missing a lot of crucial information. That's understandable. This case is a little different than those you've worked on before. But I'm sure you'll be fine. I'm hoping you and Ayumi are collaborating well. I'm counting on both of you. Yes, I understand. Gotta do my best. No pressure at all. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Makoto Kuze. Here, Yoshi found Makoto disappeared on July 1st, same day as Junko's birthday. Yoshi found that day sitting and staring blankly in the darkened tea room. Purple flowers were scattered around him. Hearing his grandfather say that Junko wasn't home, Makoto rushed outside the village to search for him to no avail. He's quiet and gentle with an honest personality, an easygoing person who says to never get angry. He was also supposedly scared to be out on rule of rose at night, but to search for Junko, he overcame that fear. The siblings have been in a fight after Makoto picked eggplant flowers from plants that she had been raising for him. The retirement home she lives in is called Relaxed Yukariko Village. She carries the same type of bookmark with a pressed eggplant flower that Junko does. She says Junko taught her that eggplant flowers symbolize happiness, truth, and hope. Tayama gave Kane some eggplants that he harvested from his own field when they parted. Time to go to the library. I'm off. City library. I'd like to head in and start investigating as soon as possible, but I probably ought to have a plan. The murders were 18 years ago, so I'm sure I'll have to do some digging. Doesn't make sense to dive in without a plan. Yes, that's right. I should check with Mr. Utsugi to see if he has any advice. Sure is nice to have the cell phone. Utsugi!
Oh, Gaten, did you forget something that you wanted to ask?
Yes, so sorry for bothering you more than once. So, I'm about to go into the library to see what I can find about the case from 18 years ago. But I thought I'd check with you first to see if you had any advice for researching or anything to avoid.
Let me see. I'll look for serial girl murder, since that's what it was called. And pay close attention to the first case. You'll want to learn how the incident was reported and how the news covered the story that year. Then, once you've gone over the material, you'll want to review your notes to see what jumps out. If something seems off, I recommend focusing in on that key point and investigating further. I think you'll find a lot more connections between the events of 18 years ago by the time you're done. I strongly believe that Makoto's disappearance related to the murders, and I wouldn't be surprised if the information you uncover helps us get to the bottom of the Sasaki case as well.
That makes sense. Thank you, sir.
I also have a strong suspicion that the urban legend of Emio, the Smiling Man, will play into it all. At least that's what my current assumption as I investigate.
Don't worry, Mr. Tsugi. Ayumi and I are on it.
Thank you. I'm fortunate to have such excellent assistants. I'm counting on both of you.
Thank you, sir. I'll be off now. In we go. Let's see. I'm guessing newspaper archives will be the best source for information on older cases. Grab. Yoink. I have a year's worth of papers from 18 years ago to get started on. They're heavy. Anyway, I'll stop whining for now and check them. Start with 1, 2. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, December. These are newspaper clippings from January and February of 18 years ago. Let's see. When was the first serial murder? The date on this article about this case is... Ah, found it. Looks like the first murder was committed in February of that year. A 17-year-old girl named Ayaka Hashizume was found on the beach of Kofuku City, strangled. Her house had burned down just the day before, and her father's body was found in the wreckage. Initial reports suggested the father may have killed her and then himself. Later reports point to the possibility that a third party may have killed both father and child. Also, the article mentions a missing person who was reported to be the closest to that girl. There's nothing at all in these articles about police finding a paper bag on the head of the victim. What caused the fire? And why wasn't Ayaka's father able to escape? And what about that missing person? There are a lot of missing pieces in this first case for sure. Okay, let's look at the March and April then. These are newspaper clippings from March and April. Occasional follow-up articles after the February crime, but not much coverage overall. There isn't any new information that can help. May and June. Second murder took place in May, about 3 months after the first. For now, let's dive into the details about the second case. Here we go. The victim was a 15-year-old girl named Sachiko Tagaki. Because the second victim was also a young girl who was strangled in Kofuku City, police announced early on that both crimes may have been committed by the same person. Still, they never did mention the detail about the paper bag. According to a neighbor of the second victim, the young girl in question came from a troubled home and was often seen crying alone at night. The possibility of a serial killer seems to have sparked more newspaper coverage at the time. And the third accident happened in June. The third incident occurred in June. Here's the article about it. The third victim was Mika Inoue, a 17-year-old girl, another teen girl, just like the first two. She reportedly had a falling out with her friends that day and left her school in tears. However, it seems she didn't go straight home. Instead, she must have been attacked. The third victim was also from Kofuku City and was strangled in the same way as the first two victims. The article does mention the possibility of all three cases being connected by a common killer. Let's see what they say about the paper bag. Still no mention. July and August, serial girl murders garnered a lot of coverage. There are articles every day. Still, despite all the ink spilled, I'm not seeing many details that might help. September, October. Not many articles. Nothing new to report. November, December. Not much. I've gone through a year's worth of newspaper clippings. While I'm thinking about it, I wonder if there's an article on Makoto's disappearance. I believe Makoto disappeared in... Emio Makoto disappeared what year? I was gonna say July, but July. Second hour look at the clippings from July and August. Is there anything on Makoto? Here we go. Just a snippet of an article. 14-year-old boy reported missing from Yukariko village. Everyone on the village searched through the night, but the boy remains missing. Although the timing was curious, no one suspected a connection to the serial girl murders. That said, both Mr. Tsugi and Inspector Kamada seemed to suspect there was a connection. I gotta get to the bottom of this. Here's what I've learned so far. The police announced that the serial girl murders were most likely committed by a single killer. Although it was never mentioned, each of the victims was found with a paper bag on their head. With that information, it seems obvious. Anyways, after the second murder, the first case came right back into the spotlight. And while media interest in the serial girl murders remained high for a while, it tapered off around August, probably because there were no new leads or information. Also, no new victims, thankfully, if you don't count Makoto's disappearance. Now, why is that? The first case is critical, so Mr. Utsugi told me to focus on it. First case. The first case did really catch my attention. It's the most curious of the three. I should investigate it a bit more thoroughly. Ow. The victim in the first case was Ayaka Hashizume, a 17-year-old girl. She was found the morning of February 16th in the secluded beach around area of Kofuku City. A local fisherman found the body. He had an airtight alibi and was immediately ruled out as a suspect. Forensics reported the cause of death as strangulation with bare hands. The time of death was the night before. It turns out that Ayaka had quit her job at a local factory the same day she died. However, her supervisor at the factory reported that she left on good terms and had already given notice. All that said, I have a few major concerns with the facts of this case. They relate to two key people involved who had connections to Ayaka. The suspects. One of the key figures was Manabu Hashizume, Ayaka's father. He and Ayaka lived together in Kofuku City. However, their house was destroyed in a fire the night before Ayaka was found dead, and a body was recovered in the ruins. It was believed to be Ayaka's father. Some speculate that the father could have killed Ayaka before returning home and killing himself. However, that theory didn't necessarily hold up to scrutiny, and what's more, the second and third murders a few months later further complicate the situation. Because even if Ayaka's father was guilty, he died in the fire. He couldn't have killed others. Last but not least, the information about the paper bag was never made public, which strongly implies that all the victims were killed by the same person. Could it have been the other key person? Two key people. The other key person in this case had never had their name reported by the media. The person in question was a young man who was often seen with Ayaka before her death. He hasn't been seen since she died. And when his apartment was searched, the police found a disturbing amount of blood. Obviously, the police strongly suspected him and went to great lengths to track him down, but he was never found. This must have been the same person that Inspector Kamada was talking about. Yeah. One is dead and the other is missing. It's entirely possible that Ayaka's murder and the home fire were unrelated, especially considering that all the victims were young girls of about the same age. The house fire falls outside that category, and the persistence of the paper bag points to a serial killer. I wonder if the police have the same idea. Can't find any articles speculating along those lines, however. Okay, let's review the information I've gathered so far. Let's save the game. Okay, let's review. Here we go. The first murder was 18 years ago, and the first victim was a girl named Ayaka Hashizume, first victim of the serial girl murders. First murder was 18 years ago, and the first victim was a girl named Ayaka Hashizume. At the time of the first case, there were two persons of interest. The first one was Manabu Hashizume, Ayaka Hashizume's father. First one was Manabu Hashizume, Ayaka's father. The second was... Nope. This guy. The second one was a man who was presumed missing. At the beginning, some speculated that Ayaka's father was the killer in a murder-suicide situation. The day before Ayaka's body was found, her father died in a fire, right? Yes, that's right. The father was presumably killed by the fire that burned down his house. Meanwhile, regarding the missing man, was he another victim? Or could he have been the killer? It seems as though the police considered both possibilities. He disappeared the same day that Ayaka was killed. There was a disturbing amount of blood found in his home. He for some reason had so much blood in his room. Yeah, his home was drenched in a massive amount of blood. Inspector Kamada said that it would have taken devastating injuries to produce that much blood. So it's possible that he simply died. Alright, I think I made some good progress today. I think that's about all I can determine from my research so far. I'm glad I've talked to Mr. Itsuki first. His advice helped me find the right path. But ultimately, the serial murders remain unsolved. Police never found any conclusive evidence. Is there still a suspect out there that was never identified in the previous investigations? Did pretty good on that. Now I think more about the second and third victims. They were a common factor I hadn't considered. They were both seen crying before they were killed. A girl crying. Just like the smiling man. In the urban legend about the smiling man, he always appears in the paper bag in front of a crying girl. I wonder if the first victim, Ayaka Hashizume, was also crying before she was killed. If there was cause to suspect her father killed her, maybe there was some deep trouble at home. Oh, it's getting late and I haven't eaten. I should take care of myself. Oh, are we swapping over to, Ayumi? Ayumi!
Yo! Thanks for reaching out again so quickly.
Of course, Tachibana. We're not strangers, are we? Hey, I'm always here to help.
Well, I really appreciate it. It's great to have a senpai like you.
Oh, I do what I can. I like to think of myself as a good senpai. As you know, I'm deeply troubled by Isuke's murder. That's why I'm so eager to help you. If that allows me to guide you, just like back then, so be it. But I'm just one man trying to help.
Well, thank you for your cooperation, Fukuyama.
No new information.
I should hear what Fukuyama has to say.
Can't get comfy. Keep switching positions.
I want to be respectful of your time, so let's get right to it. Do you have some new info? I'm guessing that you do, since you're taking time out of your busy schedule.
Yes, well, I know you're busy too, so I'll make it quick. So the thing you've got to remember is, these are junior high kids. It's a sensitive time. They're still growing, which means they're not as strong as adults. This whole incident is a shock to their system, in ways we can't even fathom. You know what I'm saying, right, Tachibana?
Yeah, I think so.
It's like, the kids seem normal at first glance, but in their hearts, I know they're carrying a deep hurt. It's almost like I can hear their souls screaming out.
Oh.
It feels like the students are all over the place. Some act out in my class, and others have been laughing at me, as if they don't take me seriously. But I'm sure it's just the stress of this whole thing that's affecting them. Poor kids. And I just feel terrible for them all. My heart breaks every time I think about it.
I see.
So Tachibana, that's why I can't say any of them, can't ask any of them about the case just yet. It's too soon.
Wait, you don't have new information about from the students at all?
That's right. Sheesh, no wonder you're a detective, Tachibana.
So what am I here to talk about?
Tachibana, your milk tea is getting cold. Please, go ahead and enjoy it. We can just relax for a moment.
I'm taking your milk tea. What? Take the bill.
I should probably take care of the bill when we're done, right? After all, he's taking the time to help me.
I'm taking your milk tea. Fine.
Alright, I'll have some.
What do you think, Tachibana? It's good, right? Isn't this milk tea the best?
Yes, it's actually delicious.
If you like the milk tea, you'll love the tiramisu. What do you think? Want to know where it tastes?
Maybe not today.
Okay. Next time.
Why are you playing it?
Listen, Tachibana.
Huh?
Junior high is like a battlefield, and as a teacher, I'm like some kind of majestic knowledge warrior.
Okay, this guy is starting to lose me.
He turns his milk tea in times of stress and fatigue, and it gives me peace of mind.
Bro is starting to lose the plot. I'm very confused.
Or if it's payday, I go all in order tiramisu. This place is my oasis.
It must be nice.
Sure is. I wasn't able to talk to any of the students, but I did hear some more about Isuke from our teachers.
Oh, what did you hear?
Well, I'll get into it. We're both busy people, so we should try to relax a little while we can.
Freaking answer. Don't know if it's any better.
It's so good.
Do the job.
Okay, here's what I've learned about Isuke. He had a lot of good friends, he got good grades, and he had a great reputation among teachers. He was never in trouble, really. A model student.
Yeah, that's the same thing all the students have told me.
This milk tea is the best. Shut up. I never heard about him having a conflict with anyone. No one held a grudge against him. Not that his teachers knew everything about our students' personal lives, but I think most teachers will agree that Isuke was well liked. Exemplary. I suppose I did hear one story that caught my attention. Isuke's homeroom teacher mentioned something that piqued my curiosity.
Say it then, damn it.
Here's what Isuke's homeroom teacher said. Apparently, Isuke's grades hadn't been as good as usual lately.
Oh? I thought his grades were impeccable.
Well, he was applying to a selective private high school. He needed top marks and he wasn't there.
Grades.
Isuke's homeroom teacher said that he should consider other schools if his grades don't improve. But Isuke didn't seem concerned at all.
Really? A good student who suddenly doesn't care about getting into a good school. That's interesting.
Yeah, well, junior high kids can be a bit unpredictable, can't they? That's one of the challenges we face as teachers, of course.
It must be tough to do what you do.
No, it is. Yes, it is. But teaching is my calling. Teachers are not unlike priests, one might say. Yes, when I was in my third year of middle school, one teacher said...
Is he changing the subject? Excuse me, but do you have any other info about Isuke? Or other than his grades?
Let me think. No, that about covers it. I don't have any other information that's relevant to the case. Sorry, Tachibana.
It's okay. Thank you.
Grades?
I can't imagine his lower grades would have caused anyone to want to kill him. Unless he killed himself, but that's not what the police are saying happened, right?
That's right. I can't show you many details, but I can confirm that we are investigating a murder.
Well, whatever happened, poor Isuke is gone forever. That's saying we've been dealt. There's nothing we can do but accept it and move forward.
Fukuyama.
So, Tachibana,
Yes?
how's the investigation going overall? As you know, Isuke's murder is shaking me to my core. So, I'm desperate to hear if you've made any progress. Please, can you share any details with me? That's not too much to ask, is it, Tachibana?
Well, I'm afraid I don't have good news. We haven't made much progress. The thing about Isuke, he's just such a normal kid. Like you said before, he didn't have any obvious problems or drama. And yet... It's just that on the same day he was killed, he was supposedly acting strangely.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, of course. His family's still in shock. They have no idea what might have been going on. Fukuyama?
Oh, sorry, I was just lost in thought.
Oh?
Thank you for sharing, Tachibana. Do whatever I can to help. Let's keep talking, shall we? What are you thinking about, Tachibana?
Fukuyama's a bit awkward, but I think his feelings for his students are genuine. Seems like he's doing his best the best he can, and he shared everything he knows about Isuke. Still, there was another student who was good friends with Isuke in Fukuyama's class. I'm thinking of Megumi Morimoto. I wonder if she's back at school. She was absent following the murder.
Yeah. And I get the feeling he's going to be unhappy if we try and ask about this Megumi again. Or Megumi? Anyways, where's Megumi?
Fukuyama, about Megumi Morimoto.
What do you want to know about Megumi? I don't know anything, Tachibana.
Again, he's acting strangely. Okay, but... I'm just wondering if she's okay, you know, because she's been absent since the murder.
Well, like you said, Megumi has been absent, so I won't know.
I see. That's worrisome, isn't it?
Oh yes, I'm very worried. Is that all we have to say about Isuke?
Well, you said that there's nothing more to share. Huh.
Did you know that Megumi is my class representative? I can't remember if I told you that.
Yes, I heard. It must be challenging for you to not have her there, since she's the class representative and all.
Yeah, it's been extremely stressful.
Extremely stressful, huh?
Why?
The day they announced Isuke's death to students, Megumi was not there. And she hasn't been back since. She was close with Isuke, so it must have been a terrible shock. I'm worried about her.
Strange.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Megumi's continued absence is worrying.
Yeah, they told us yesterday at yesterday's morning assembly. I was shocked.
Kiyasa died at the morning assembly yesterday. I couldn't believe my ears.
Wait, then she couldn't have known.
That morning assembly on the day Isuke's body it was found seems key. Of course, that's when they told the students what happened.
And yet, Megumi was gone before that happened, implying that she would have already known. So did she already know about Isuke already being dead?
But Fukuyama is saying that Megumi wasn't at school that day. Do you really mean that? Or did he misspeak?
We need to ask him. Hey.
Fukuyama,
Yes? What's up, Tachibana?
you said that Megumi had been absent since before the morning assembly, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's why I haven't seen her for days, Tachibana.
But students learned about Isuke's death on the same day he was found, right?
Oh,
So her absence didn't have anything to do with Isuke. At least that day's absence, right? Was there some other reason she was gone?
yes, I see. You really are sharp tech now, Tachibana.
But I'm not sure.
Huh? I wonder why. I think Megumi's grades are pretty good.
I see.
He's stuttering again.
He looks so anxious.
He's stuttering and gets anxious whenever Megumi gets mentioned.
Ahem.
Is he tying up when we talk about Megumi? He did this the other day too.
What's going on?
Well, what are you looking at?
You're hiding something.
Oh!
Uh,
Fukuyama,
yes, ma'am.
I have a strange feeling that something is off. Anytime I bring up Megumi, you seem to tighten up and get anxious. Am I wrong?
Is that what it seems like? No, that's not it. I don't feel that way.
You're terrible at this.
Fukuyama, about Megumi.
What?
Did you somehow know about Isuke's death before the morning assembly? So it would mean...
Megumi might know the killer then.
Was Isuke killed by someone Megumi knew? It's a pretty big leap to assume at this point. I shouldn't rule out any possibility. Mr. Tsugi is always warning us to consider everything. But what's the most likely reason she knew about Isuke's death? Could it have something to do with Fukuyama? Fukuyama.
He's leaving, isn't he?
Yes?
You must have told Megumi about Isuke before the rest of the class, since she's the representative. But unfortunately, telling her first isolated her from the others, leaving her alone to face the cruel reality. And she must have taken it very hard. That's probably why she hasn't come back to school since. And you're probably feeling guilty about it. Am I right about any of this?
No. I would never do something so selfish. First of all, we teachers didn't know about Isuke's death until the moment before the assembly. Would have been impossible to let her know in advance.
Oh, I see. I'm sorry for speculating like that.
It's alright, Tachibana. That's what being a detective's all about, isn't it? Asking questions and speculating. Just like I was meant to be a teacher, you were meant to be a detective, Tachibana, yeah?
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
So then, why do you think Megumi would have been absent the day before of that morning assembly?
Oh, she was out sick. Her family had called that morning to let me know.
I see.
That's really what it was, Tachibana.
I wonder if her family was telling the truth. I can believe Fukuyama is telling the truth about being told that she would be sick, but I think the family's lying. Since you're Megumi's homeroom teacher, have you checked up on her since she's been out?
No, I'm afraid I haven't. It's difficult for me to visit her house.
Huh.
I just hope Megumi comes back. Time flies when you're having a good conversation, right, Tachibana? Anyway, I have to leave. I hate to leave now, but I'm afraid that my students are waiting for me. I'm sure you could chat all day long, but I'll have to get going. My apologies.
I understand. Let's get going. I'll pick up the check since Fukuyama took the time to meet up with me.
Yoink that.
Give me that. Thank you, Fukuyama. This is on me.
Oh, come on, Tachibana. You'll make me look bad.
Well,
After all, you were once my underclassman, am I right?
my senpai.
That's right, and that's that.
Listen, I'm really grateful for your help with the investigation, for taking the time, but...
No, never word, Tachibana. What am I again?
I senpai, then I guess I'll let it go.
Okay. Oh, thanks for meeting me at my milk tea oasis, Tachibana.
Staying way too close as usual. Of course, but I should thank you, Fukuyama. Not just for the tea, but for the valuable information. I'm sure it will help our investigation.
That's great to hear, Tachibana. Call me anytime. I'm always happy to help.
Yeah? I might take you up on that, Fukuyama.
Hey, Tachibana.
Yes?
When can an old senpai see his underclassman again? Hey, Tachibana?
Again? Does that mean you'll continue digging up info at the school for me?
Yes, of course. I'll look into anything you like.
Great, thank you. I mean, I know your job's stressful. I don't want to add more. What you've told me already is enough.
Tachibana, yes, I'm busy, but I know I have the unique privilege of being close to the kids at Minami Daisan Junior High. As time goes by, the feelings are less raw. I'm sure I'll have conversations about what happened. I could certainly imagine one of them providing information that helps us unravel the mystery.
You mean like the real reason Megumi hasn't been coming to school?
Oh, yeah, that too. You've got to understand, Tachibana. I want to do anything I can for Isuke. And if it helps you out as well, it's even better.
Thank you, Fukuyama.
You can always count on me. I'll be in touch, okay?
Yeah, that would be great.
Have a safe trip home, Tachibana.
Well, he rushed off full of excitement. Good old Fukuyama really hasn't changed. Always makes me laugh. Still, can't get over the way he looked when I brought up Megumi. I'll have to get to the bottom of it.
Yeah, why is he acting so strange? Back to the agency. We return!
Come back, Kaden.
Welcome back, Amy. Can I get you something to drink? On the way here, I stopped by and picked up a few cans of milk tea.
Oh, more milk tea.
It's a new brand. You like milk tea, don't you?
Yeah, it's just, I'm fine for now. But thanks. Anyway, tell me about how things went yesterday.
Sure. Let me see. I told Amy everything I learned about the Kuze siblings and their history.
Well, I didn't realize they had a history like that. What else did you learn? Did you get any more details about the case from 18 years ago?
Yeah, I looked up tons of articles about the serial girl murders at the library. I was able to confirm that the victims being found with paper bags on their heads was never reported. However, after a lot of digging, I've identified a few aspects of the first case that have me puzzled. For instance, there were two persons of interest that were mentioned. But one of them is dead and the other is missing.
Oh,
One was the victim's father, who died in a house fire the day before his daughter's body was found. The second was a young man who was friends with the victim. He disappeared, leaving only bloodstains. While we don't know to what extent either of them was involved, we can't rule out the possibility that one of them killed Ayaka. Could the missing man have been the killer? Or could it have been someone else who happened to target girls of a similar age?
either scenario seems plausible.
Well, one way or another, we still have 3 victims, including Ayaka Hashizume, who were found with big bags on their heads. It's got to be the work of the same killer.
Remember, this was a high-profile case that the police failed to solve, despite their efforts. So it won't be easy getting to the bottom of it. But maybe the key is the connection between that case, Aisuke Sasaki, and the legend of Emio, the Smiling Man.
Speaking of that, I did find a common link between the old murders and the urban legend. In both the second and third murders, the victims were both seen crying shortly before they were killed.
Just like in the Smiling Man legend. Maybe there really is a connection. Well, let's stay focused and keep after it, okay?
Shall we? Absolutely. I do wonder if the disappearance of Makoto Kuze is also related. I guess it's our job to find out. Save.
Hi. Well, I had a good long chat with Fukuyama.
Ah, how'd it go?
Well, among other things, he mentioned that Aisuke's grades have slipped lately.
Is that so?
Yeah, it even sounds like he might have had a hard time getting into the private school he wanted. But he also said that Aisuke himself didn't seem particularly troubled by it. Also, Fukuyama was squirrely about talking to other students. He's only spoken with teachers so far. And I think that's about it. Oh, wait. There was one other thing about Aisuke's friend. I'm talking about Megumi. Anyway, apparently she's been absent from school for a while now. In fact, she hasn't been to school since the day that Aisuke died. It's strange, because the teachers and students learned about his death that morning.
So you're saying she was already absent that day, but for other reasons?
That's right. I thought maybe someone could have told her about the situation in advance. But it doesn't seem particularly likely. Maybe she was actually just sick?
Yeah, maybe. I am curious.
Yeah. Let's review what we've learned today.
Good idea. Let's review. Here we go. It seems as though Aisuke had been having a few problems lately involving getting into a private school, I would say. His grades had slipped to the point that he was at risk of not getting into a top school.
He was supposedly unbothered about that. I don't know. In any case, I'm not sure how it relates to him being murdered.
Megumi and Aisuke were close friends, but she stopped coming to school the day that his body was found. Why she stopped coming to school that very day? We don't know. We don't know.
Well, I did hear that she wasn't feeling well, but I think you're right that we don't really know for sure at this point. That's all the info I gathered today. Even though Mr. Utsugi isn't here, I feel like we're making good progress on the case together. There's still lots of unknowns, but I'm sure we can work together to solve the case.
Agreed. Hmm? Hey, what's up? Hmm? I'll stare at you. What's wrong with Ayumi? Hello? Ayumi?
Oh, sorry. What is it?
It just seemed like you were spacing out there for a second. Something on your mind?
Yeah, there's something about Megumi Morimoto that I've been wondering about.
Oh? What is it?
It's been bugging me for a while now, but whenever her name comes up and I'm talking to Fukuyama, he tightens up and gets anxious.
Oh. Wonder if he's hiding something.
I can't tell. I asked him directly a number of times, but his answer feels a bit evasive.
If only we could talk to Megumi in person.
Yeah. By the way, do you have any plans tomorrow?
I think I'm going back to the library. This time I want to do some more research on the urban legends.
Okay, sounds good. As for me, I guess I might just need to wait for more information about Ice and Megumi from Mr. Fukuyama. But I'll think about it some more.
Good idea. Thanks. Chapter 5. The Paper Bag. Okay, let's head to the library and see what we can learn about the urban legends. I know Mr. Itsuki is also looking into this angle, but I'm hoping to learn more about the Smiling Man. I saw a book titled Modern Ghost Legends at the library, but maybe there's one all about urban legends. Well, let's go ahead and end here for today. I did admittedly, again, like always, I looked at how many chapters exist in this game so I can get a good idea of how I want to split this, the streams for this game. It looks like there are 12 chapters in this game. So we'll continue on next time. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed and hope to see you all later. Peace.